Is Janet from another planet? 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 Is Janet from another planet?
The opinions you're about to hear on this show are strictly those of the panel.
Today's digital landscape with the spread of false information can lead to dangerous outcomes. It's crucial for everyone to think critically and verify sources and reflect on the impact of what they share. Let's promote responsible communication to ensure that truth prevails and actions remain rooted in reality.
The following program is rated TV MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Friday Night Chit Show. Well, thank you for joining me tonight, Ruben. How are you tonight?
I'm okay.
Try to keep a straight face. But I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited about a lot of things that's coming up in the future that I feel is going to happen. But I want to say thank you to 6 Nations and 31 Kings. Thank you for joining me tonight on the panel.
Thank you for having me. What up, world champions?
Well, I appreciate both of you. And I think Bruce will be joining us here in just a little bit. He was with us earlier, but his better half came home, and he said he had to run in there. I guess was helping her bring groceries or something. I don't know. I'm not for sure. But I just want to say hi.
A likely story. He's helping her put things away.
Yeah, who knows what he's doing. But, he's been a good boy, so he should take care of his woman, whatever that means. But I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for you guys hanging out with us tonight. I really appreciate it. Oh, hello, Lloyd Christmas and baby girl. Thank you so much for coming, joining us this evening. And that's me saying hi to everyone. And let's see. Oh, it's 6 Nations saying hi in the chat. He said he's actually going to witness something live for 5 minutes. That's great. Thank you for joining us tonight. Kronos. I appreciate it. Hey, I won't get you drunk, I promise. At least I'll try not to. Hope I don't make you drink. If I'm driving you to drink, then that's not a good thing. Maybe you shouldn't watch. But I just want to say thank you to everybody, and hopefully we'll entertain you for a little while. There's so much shit. There's always so much shit to talk about. But I found a couple of cute things that I thought were interesting. So here, I'll start off with this one. I'm pretty sure it's this one right here. Yeah. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with this because I thought it was interesting when it came across my timeline. And basically, we all need to be careful not to just fall in line with everyone else because this could be us. Make sure it's turned up. It's interesting, though, when it comes to science.
Video from rural India. A large bonfire lit for a traditional event. And then a man who herds goats begins to walk his flock around the fire. Once, twice, thrice. And then he steps away. But the goats keep going. Round and round they go. No leader, no destination. Just movement for the sake of movement. Blindly following the one ahead. And suddenly, it's not just a circle. It's a cycle. A vicious, self-perpetuating loop. It reminded me of what we often see around us. In religion, in politics, in society. So many follow without question, without clarity, without understanding the true intent of the one they're following. Not because they believe, but because they're conditioned. Because stepping out of the circle takes courage. The fire in the middle may be real or imagined, but the fear, the motion, the blind, it's all too real. Ask yourself, are you thinking or are you following? Are you chasing purpose or are you circling the flame? If this made you pause, subscribe, share it to someone who needs to hear this.
What'd you guys think of that? Pretty
What I've always
realistic,
talked
if you
about.
ask me.
But I've always talked about everyone believes certain things and then they just follow it blindly. Gotta break out, have some critical thinking.
Yeah, and I just
Oh
thought
my.
it was on video.
It's not October yet, you fool.
Yeah. That's why he had to jump up and run. He had to run and get the beer that she brought home.
No, I had to go and
What
Well,
up,
I hope
Dirty
you gave
Ogre?
her a big old hug and kiss for
how's
bringing you that
So
beer.
my opinion on that video was I survived COVID, and that's basically what COVID was.
Yeah, for a lot of people it was, and it still is. I'm still seeing people driving in their car with a mask on. I mean, think about it.
I love that. That just gives me a lot of hope for humanity.
I know it's scary, isn't it? You think about it, but the thing is, it's still happening, and hopefully, we'll see that broken. We'll see that to snap, and people will stop doing it. But yeah, when I saw that, I thought, wow, I'm gonna share that because man, it's so truthful. It's scary, honestly, to think about it, but I liked it because we need more people to see that. Here is the here is this. Is this one? Yeah, here's the next thing I saw on my timeline. I thought, wow, this is pretty interesting also. And the guy's point of view is pretty good about what I think is going on with Trump right now in this visit that he had today. So I want to share his point of view because I thought it was pretty interesting. Because you know me, I've got like 6 or 7 different things that I listen to, and I try to get all points of view, and then take what I believe from each of the views and set it aside and see if it happens. But this guy is pretty interesting, and he's going to talk about the meeting in Alaska today and what he thinks is going on.
There's a secret behind Trump and Putin's Alaska meeting that has almost nothing to do with Ukraine and everything to do with a deal that could possibly change the world. Most people already know that Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin are about to have a private meeting in Alaska on Friday, August 15th, 2025. There's no Europe, there's no Ukraine, just the US and Russia. And that's got Europe, and especially the UK, absolutely freaking out. Why do you think that is? Well, because for more than 100 years, the British Empire and now the EU have feared one thing, that America and Russia might work together instead of fighting. Because when those two get along, they don't need Europe in the middle, do they? Now, according to Promethean Action, this meeting could be about way more than stopping the war in Ukraine. It could be the start of what they call development deal of the century. Here's what that means. The Arctic is opening up. New shipping routes, energy fields, rare minerals. Whoever builds there first wins big. The US and Russia control most of that region anyway. If they agreed to develop it together, ports, pipelines, trade routes, then they set the rules. In Europe, well, they get left outside. That's lost revenue, lost tax money, lost control. And that's why Europe isn't invited. So they say, the fewer the people in the room, the faster the deal. Trump and Putin don't want Brussels slowing it down with endless ego-driven debates by the actor leaders who have no real life experience. Think about it. How can Putin or Trump, who both have decades of experience in life, business, and politics, even begin to take people like von der Leyen, Macron, or Callas even serious? They have done nothing of substance besides act for the cameras and follow their puppet master's rules. And it's time to end their game. Trump and Putin want to see if they can freeze the Ukraine fighting and start building. Why is Europe so nervous? 3 big reasons. 1, power. If the US and Russia set Arctic rules, Europe loses its gatekeeper role in global trade. 2, energy. New pipelines and shipping could bypass Europe's control over gas and oil. And number 3, politics. A thaw between the US and Russia would wreck the EU forever. Sanctions. Strategy and weaken the grip on the West. And the UK, well, this hits their old imperial nerves, doesn't it? Historically, London's strategy was to keep America and Russia apart so that Britain could always be the middleman in global trade and politics. An Alaska deal flips that script, and they know it. So what does it mean for America, though? It means more economic freedom. We can open new trade routes, access new resources, and cut out the middleman. It means more power. We become a builder again, not just a buyer. It means more autonomy. We can make deals that put our workers, our businesses, and our security first without the strings of the EU, NATO, bureaucracy, or the old global order. Here's the bottom line. If this meeting works and America can get along with Russia where it makes sense, and we might finally be our own boss again. That's why Alaska matters. And that's why the old guard is so damn scared. This is getting good, isn't it? Join me on Patreon for more.
I'm going to share that that video link in the chat for anyone who wants to listen to it a few times and listen to what he thinks is going on. Because I really have a gut feeling that a lot of what he said is pretty spot on. What do you guys think?
Makes sense.
Hmm?
It makes sense. I mean, the EU.
Hopefully.
The EU is struggling to
more
have
in common
power.
with Russia than we do China.
What?
Go ahead. What did you say?
Oh, we have more in common with Russia than we do China.
Yes. And the thing is that all of the corruption in Europe is centered through NATO, through Ukraine. It's been like that for a very long time, even back when Obama, before that, with even the Clintons. So that's the whole idea when you have the EU and its corruption, what they've been doing since the 90s and how it's been breaking apart. But then the idea here is that even if you go back to the fall of World War II and the Cold War beginning, it became the spy people. And the last name of some of those spy people, it's those covert operations from, our Mossad friends. That's how it works. That's how it is. So essentially right now, here's the big truth. There is something more catastrophic than their fake climate crisis, the fake alien invasion, viruses, food, and all that crap.
But you don't believe that Atlas 31 is going to really happen, and Beldart's going to come from half a galaxy away to ruin our Panacea, and he's going to shake hands with Merkel instead?
The bottom line is the biggest crisis is the population crisis. Not we have too many people, we have too little. The number of people that are being born is bad. And it's all what they've done over the last 5 years. with the jabby jab has caused a lot of problems, and it's only going to be exacerbated. And this will make everyone docile. They already are doing it by how they have made the convenience economy work. Again, I saw a video very recently of a WF upcoming leader talking about why should you buy anything? You have everything at your disposal. We'll provide you a device, you can access everything you need. Why do you need to own anything? And they're already doing that. They're creating all of the way that they're doing with the housing and this and that. Blackstone, BlackRock, Vanguard, and all that stuff. So we have to be very, very careful. But everything he said is correct. And that's the whole idea. And that's what we have to stop. And the thing is that it's happened twice before, where they first tried to stop print. And you had the laws against censorship there. You can't say certain things in the paper. You can't do certain things. Then you had the same thing with radio. They're trying to do it with the internet. They've been trying to do it for a very long time. And some markets they do. There's, they have the idea that you had censorship, or you have to prove who you are and all that stuff for your safety. But again, they're trying to control the narrative. But right now, I'm very optimistic of what's going on with Putin and with Russia, because again, there is so much out there in the Arctic that they could be creating data centers, can get the oil, and powering the economy for the next 100 to 200 years.
Maybe. But
and then you
all
have
of it's really interesting, though, the way it's unfolding. And I'm liking seeing so many different hands involved, and all of them are talking about what they're doing. All of them are sharing what their hands are in and what they're doing, which is something that a lot of people are having a hard time understanding, because we haven't had that before. You know what I mean? So it's going to take a lot of people a little bit of time to absorb the information, because they're not used to having a president that says, this is what I want to do, and this is how I'm going to try to do it. And then these are the people that are going to be doing it. See what I mean? A lot of this stuff. And what I'm liking about it, because I am excited that in the future, for our next president, our next governor, or our next anything that we put in office, I'm expecting them to do the same thing. And I'm hoping other Americans say, I demand transparency. I want to see what's going on. Where's my money being spent? And I hear a lot of people bitching and moaning that our debt ceiling is going up and all this stuff. And I'm like, we've had so much shit going on in our country. Okay, it's going to take a little momentum and some cleaning up before we're going to start making money again and start to put some of the debt down. Like right now, the whole thing in Washington, D.C. is costing us a lot of money to clean up the homeless encampments, to bring in more police officers and all that stuff. It costs money. Just like they say, defund the police. You know what they do with the money they took from the cops? They spend it on some other bullshit, like what you've seen with the NGOs and the USAID bullshit. Our money, okay? I'd rather see our money going to stop rape and murder, put homeless people in a shelter or in a therapy, whatever it is that we need to help them stop doing drugs, that kind of stuff. I don't want to see drug dens all over our cities, and I don't want to see all that kind of crap. I want to see people trying to clean it up, and hopefully some cities that see what starts to happen in this city, where they start making more money because more people want to go there. Why do you think that when all that stuff happened in New Orleans, right? I was devastated over it, because all I could think of was all the people that I've worked with for many, many years there losing their jobs because the tourists disappear. You know what I mean? So when the tourists don't come, there's no work. The work goes away in a city like New Orleans and other cities that bank on tourists bringing income in. New York City, big cities like that, or you have tourists from all over the world, not just America. You have Australians, you have people from Canada, people from Africa. Different places come to spend money because of the big lights and the shows and whatever else that makes that city famous. And without them, they dry up. The jobs go away, and there's no tourist industry anymore. It's gone. So that's why I was so happy to see all the people come together in Louisiana and start cleaning up as fast as they could to find out what happened and get things more secure and safer, and try to figure out a way for keep that kind of stuff from happening the best they can. That's in their control, because you can't really stop a psycho that wants to do something, pull out a gun or something like that. But the after part of it, to make people feel safe again, that's the important part. And to me, that's what I feel from Trump. I feel like Trump is doing everything he can by trying to bring in the right people to do these jobs to help make people like me feel safer, to be able to take our kids to the park, to walk down the street, or even, for Christ's sake, go to the grocery store, walk out to the car, and not worry about someone pulling a knife and trying to kill you and steal your car and have you never go home. That's what I'm liking, and I'm seeing step by step. It's going to be a lot of work. I mean, we've only gotten how many people out of our country, and to keep them from coming in, we're working on that. But it's going to take a while to clean each city. They're going through with ICE, just sweeping the streets. I mean, and with opposition in every city. And that's what another thing that's sad. You got Americans that supposedly are paying taxes, and their neighbors are getting shot. Their neighbors are getting run over by semi trucks. Their neighbors are the ones that are getting murdered by all these people that shouldn't even have these jobs in our country, because they're not supposed to be here. Or they're not following our laws because they can't read our laws. They can't read and write. They don't understand English. So we got a lot of things that we need to work on to get us to where we can have safer environments for our families. And every single day when I see some of these things, I'm seeing Trump trying to give us what he said he would do. And I've not had another president in my lifetime that I've seen that has done already in 6 to 8 months of his administration almost so many things that he said he would do. I mean, most of them don't even do 5 things that they say they're going to do when they're in office. And Trump's done everything. Time I turn around, he's doing something else that he said he was going to do to try to clean up our country and get it back in order with law and order and family values and all those type of things. So sorry, I went on a little bit of a rant, but I couldn't help myself. I just get so upset over some of this stuff, but I'm happy to see something good happening.
The big problem that we have is that our infrastructure is not strong enough to actually keep verifying situations like what I showed you earlier with that truck wreck in Florida, where you have the 2 Sikhs in the cab, and one guy just doesn't really seem to even give a shit. He just wrecked a fucking van against the trailer, and there's no remorse. There's no give a shit on his face. It's just like, oh well. And the problem is that, like, they're going to go back to wherever their apartment is, and they're going to go file with the government their brand new trucking number, and they're going to rename their trucking company, because this happens all the time when you have an accident. It's happened quite a bit. Bonehead Truckers YouTube channel follows this stuff, and he gets into the weeds on that, and he tells you, like, this is still happening. This is still happening. He keeps going into it because we have so many fatalities on the nation's highways where the responsible party, the operator of the vehicle, is not from here. They're from somewhere else. And what they're doing is causing mayhem on the roads by not knowing truck height, by not knowing that the bridge up ahead is lower than their trailer or their cab. And they continue to do these stupid things and cause a wreck, which will now impact everyone else around them. And they don't give a shit. For some odd reason, they play by different rules than the rest of us have to work. We are held hostage by the fact this system is still broken. You have some states like Arkansas out there that when you go into a scale house, you have to have a small discussion with the DPS officer, the state trooper, as he's scaling your vehicle to make sure you're within the weight limits.
Yeah.
Talk to you in any other language but English. And if you can't talk to them in any other language but English, hey, you get to wear these bracelets and you get to be not making money. And then you're not allowed to supposedly drive a truck. But yet it keeps happening because they'll go get their okay from some other state. They'll go get a new name for their trucking company. They might even get a new alias or ID for themselves, or change their name or something like that. And this is just a wash, rinse, repeat. But thankfully, we got jackasses like Ike out of Bonehead Truckers, and other people are out there doing it too, where they're trying to make sure that the streets, the roads, the highways that you and I drive on are safe. And we need to have more of that. We're not winning enough yet. I'm sorry. I could use more winning. And what I mean by that, I want a safer society that I can operate in. I want to have less regulation on me, because I've been safe. I've done my work. I have to do it every time I log into the vehicle, that I have to be ready to go. I have to have a truck that's going to be okay to drive under a fucking bridge that I'm on, that's on my route. And I'm going to be able to do my job safely. How other people are negotiating out of that agreement, whenever they get into the cab, they just start it up. Oh, the lights work. Let's go. And that's it. That's literally their level of concern. If they have a wreck, it's just a slight delay, a little hiccup, but we'll be rolling again within 2 weeks. And that's bullshit.
Yeah, well, I understand. But the thing is, we got to remember, we can't do it all overnight. We can't snap our finger and have it all fixed.
It was funny because say that can't happen overnight, but literally Arkansas got their fucking shit together. And now that's becoming a set of highways, I-40 or I-30, whichever one goes through there. They're avoiding it. People are avoiding Arkansas because...
What I mean is, it takes one governor to have the balls to start implementing something. Then you have hopefully a few more governors that will do it. And slowly it'll start clicking. But what's sad is you got a lot of governors that are going to say this to you.
Yeah.
Okay. And hopefully the people from those states will start saying, we want a governor that cares about us more than them, instead of doing everything for the illegals or for the people that are breaking the law, and start standing up for the people that are paying the taxes that pay the governor's bills, right? Things like that. And until we can wake people up to say, hey, I want to fight for my state. I want to fight for my city. And people start doing it. When people start fighting back and demanding from their governors different things, and their governor listens to them and does things, it doesn't matter whether a Democrat or not. A Democrat can still do the right thing. There's nothing stopping them from doing that, except for themselves.
Good case in point about that was in 1992 when Bill Clinton signed a welfare to work program. I mean, he had his nuts over a sling thanks to Newt Gingrich, but
yeah, we're in a right to work state.
94, my bad.
Arkansas.
But,
and they can't force you to be in a union, things like that. There's lots of good things that come out of that when people start saying we demand to be treated better than we're getting what we're paying for.
Yes, Kronos, I'm painting figurines. Do you hear the noisy fucking truck behind me? Oh wait, that's the little Vornado fan I've got pointed at my nutsack to cool me down.
Well, I want to play. I'm going to play a video with JD Vance, because a few people were in the chat earlier and they were saying that they hope that JD Vance is taking notes and that he's paying attention to what Trump is doing and maybe learning something. And I think he is. And I was really impressed. So far, I've been really impressed. I've said it a few times, I think, on this show, that if he keeps doing what I'm seeing him do, being very presidential, that I think that, he possibly could get the nod if he just keeps doing what he's doing and learning from Trump and stepping out and doing his own thing like he does. When I show some of these videos, that shows me that he's ready. He's going to be ready in 4 years to take over. And I'm hoping that a lot of other people start seeing that too. But I'm going to share this video real quick. I want everybody to see it. So here we go. I'm going to open it up, get it bigger. Here we go.
I certainly empathize with Americans who are exhausted after 25 years of foreign entanglements in the Middle East. I understand the concern, but the difference is that back then we had dumb presidents, and now we have a president who actually knows how to accomplish America's national security objectives. So this is not going to be some long, drawn-out thing. We've got in, we've done the job of setting their nuclear program back. We're going to now work to permanently dismantle that nuclear program over the coming years, and that is what the president has set out to do. Simple principle. Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. That has animated American policy over the past 130 days. It's going to continue to be a driving force of our policy in the Middle East for the next 3.5 years. I certainly empathize.
So just little things like that. When he does interviews, he's straight and to the point. And that's the difference between him and Trump, is the fact that Trump is a showman. Okay. He's always going to be very dramatic and overly, animated and things like that. But that's who Trump is. That's his personality. And over these next few years, I think we're going to get to see the difference between two very strong men that love this country, that want to take us in a certain direction, but how they do it. It's how they present. It's different. And the more we get to watch JD mature when it comes to being a president, to be able to mature into that position. And plus, he's young. He's not that old. I mean, how does anybody know how old he is?
I think he's 38.
He's 38.
He looks really young.
Yeah, he is young, but I think he'll be in his mid 40s, maybe like 43, maybe something like that, when he gets to run. I think he's right in there somewhere. I hope that he will be able to step up to the plate and do it. But they are two different men, and they speak differently. But they both have the same goals, I think, for our country, about making us strong again and letting people make more decisions for themselves and how they want to raise their families, things like that. And as long as he keeps doing that, I think that a lot of people are going to feel.
And you know what's so funny? Because JD Vance's story, theoretically, I'm not going to say it mirrors, but is the same if it's a narrative as Bill Clinton's was. Man from Hope, small town boy, same thing with JD Vance. So, but it's going to be tainted with the narrative unless things change. So again, here we are in 2025.
Yeah.
First year of Trump's second term. We still got 3 more years after this. And then, of course, the next 2 election cycles. They can't continue to say racist. What do they do with JD Vance? Racist again? What's it going to be?
He's not very a Caucasian woman either. Yeah, so I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to run out of things. I mean, they're realizing now that some of the narratives that they've been using and beating people over the heads with is getting, it's getting humdrum. So they're scrambling, trying to find something different, some other way to do it. But what scares me is the situation in New York, with the person that's running for mayor and stuff like that. Things like that, those type of decisions are going to show us what direction the Democrats are going in, because we know the Democrats are pretty much in charge of certain cities, and whoever ends up getting elected is going to be a potential, arrow pointing to what way they're leaning. And a lot of people are still believe that our shining guy in California, Governor Hairgel, is more than likely going to be on the ticket the next time to run, which it's kind of scary if you think about it. But that's the thing. We have to pay attention to those things. And what I have noticed is a lot more people that are actually paying attention to the politics now and trying to understand what different things mean and how these things work and things like that. And that's why I loved it when we had our press conference about the whole thing in DC, and you had her out there talking about that all the things that you're seeing, removing the homeless people, doing the different things, is already on the books for the laws that they have in that city. So they're not making up laws to just go in there and, harass people. That isn't what they're doing. They're trying to follow through and take people and either offer them to go to a shelter or other means that are already on the books. So the fact that we already have laws that aren't being followed for whatever reason, they have no cash bonds and stuff like that. I don't understand any of that, how that makes sense for any city, but I don't know how you keep the criminals off the street if you just put them right back out. It's just ridiculous, I think, a lot of this stuff. But I just want, I just want people to start thinking about what can you do? Even if you don't just go out in the street and do anything, you can read. You can watch a couple videos about how government works in your own state, what the laws are in your state, what's your constitution in your state, things like that young people can learn.
Yeah, what he's saying down here, again, like I said, this is the catalyst.
Yeah, I have that.
No, but what I'm saying here is the bottom line here is the government on purpose is making Roblox a predator aspect. Then the outcry and then the lashback. We have to have ID. That's the whole idea. They're arsonists and firemen at the same time. It's all done that way.
Well, the last week I showed a couple videos on our show about Roblox. The mother that was laying next to her kid, why her kid was playing on the iPad, and she looked over and saw the kid and what the kid was looking at. So she started looking at it harder and reading some of the things and started paying attention to it and turned on so she could hear it. And she just went ballistic. She couldn't believe that they were doing some of the things that they were doing supposedly in the game of Roblox with nudity and all kinds of stuff. She just blew a gasket and her video went viral.
I just put it up a link in our private chat about the lawsuits that are starting on Roblox.
Well, good. I'll play that in a second. But first, I want to play the video that I have of the young man that I have already played before. But the thing is, I'm seeing this young man, and we have someone that's similar to this in Discord, that when he started reporting people that were doing things that they shouldn't be doing to underage people, they started getting harassed by Discord. You see what I mean? Same thing on this, a couple of these places that I stream on. It's the same thing. I get harassed whenever I talked about Comet Ping Pong and a few other things. I'm a cyber bully because I'm talking about it, and I had a couple of names that were brought up. So it's sad. It's sad that you have to try to fight for kids and the safety of kids, and it seems like the platform that you're talking about it on is trying to protect the predators. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. It's ridiculous. And what I've been telling people is, don't put your kids on the internet. Download a game that's fun, that a kid would want to play, and let the kid play with the pretend people that are in the game. Because there are games that are a lot like that, where you're not actually interacting with people. You're interacting with people in the game. You see what I mean? And there's plenty of games like that. And just don't worry about your child having to interact with anyone online, because they're playing an actual game that is not connected to the internet. And they can play with it in the car, anywhere you're at, because you don't have to have any internet to play it, because it's not real people. And then what's on there. You know what your kid is playing with and who they're talking to, because it's nobody. You see what I mean? There's lots of things that we can do for that. But let me see what number this one video is. I wanted to show the little boy. I think it was the next one. Yeah, it's number 12. So hold on, I'm going to bring this up. This was the one I played last week, and he was talking about it, because remember, I'm on TikTok. And a lot of people hate TikTok. I think it's horrible. But most of the stuff like I'm about to show that's where I find it, because it's such a huge amount of regular people and putting videos out of things that they love or things that they're just shocked by. And so I'm going to play this video of this young man. I'm really proud of him. I mean, this is a good, brave boy that was trying to do the right thing, and he got in trouble. But now,
that's sweat. That is Schlep, and I just dropped the YouTube link where he is talking with Donut Operator and showed some footage, and then they
that
talk
after
about
this.
solutions. That's 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll play this one, and then we'll go to the other one. We can talk about it while we're watching it. But this was the video that I played because I had saw it right when it came out, when he started playing it on TikTok. And I was surprised what he's talking about and the fact that he's being censored because of it. It's just ridiculous. But here we go.
I have just gotten a legal complaint from Roblox. I'm not even joking. They have sent a cease and desist letter to me, and they've gone ahead and banned every account I own. And you might be wondering, what heinous crime did you commit to possibly deserve that? Well, what I did was get predators arrested on their platform. Actually, 6 of them. I got 6 predators arrested within the Roblox community. Some of them, the crimes are so heinous, I can't even say here on TikTok or wherever this is going. And the thing that's crazy about it is that Roblox has taken a more firm action against me, a person getting these people arrested, a person that law enforcement has made public statements saying that they are glad when people like me go ahead and give them information so that they can arrest these people. Roblox has sent me the cease and desist letter, not these predators. That is absolutely insane. And the other thing that's crazy about this is Roblox itself. It is a predator haven. There are games on Roblox like XYZ Public Bathroom Simulator. That's about 7 million visits. And the whole premise of the game is showering together with kids. That is the whole game. If you join it, you're going to see predators. You're going to see naked avatars. You're going to see people peeing and all this sort of weird stuff. If I was a parent and I saw that, I would be outraged. I would be totally outraged. And parents aren't aware of this. And it's so sad. I get emails from kids daily about all the horrible stuff that they're exposed to. I get emails from parents talking about what their kids were exposed to. And there are so many predators on this platform. It is actually unreal. So it's quite crazy to see Roblox go after me, a person trying to get predators arrested off of their platform, than the predators. Why? I don't get it. I don't understand.
See, I'm really proud of this kid. I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to share it in the chat again. I did it last time. But the reason I want people to see it is because that way you're hearing it directly from the kid that started all of it. And after this video, I'm going to play the one that Bruce said, because you said it was the same kid, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been interviewed by quite a few people. So let me go over there and I'll get that real quick and then we'll play it. But yeah, it's sad, isn't it?
Apparently, Schlep is making the rounds because I saw in chat that he has been interviewed by JD DeLay of the Wood Chipper tribe. He's the head of the Wood Chipper tribe, Feet First. And there's a large number of really good, responsible adults that follow JD DeLay. Even though JD's had his own troubles in life, he's turned himself around. He's doing a lot of good for the community around him. And JD loves it whenever he finds people that are involved with helping take these predators off the streets and off the web and get them in locations to where they can't access the thousands or millions of potential victims that they could before. JD DeLay, as much as he's had problems in life, the guy's he deserves a second chance. He's doing everything he can to be a good human, and I really stand behind what his efforts are.
Okay, well, I'm going to share this. Do you want to be the one to read it?
The Roblox sued.
Yeah, the second one that you sent.
The Roblox sued over alleged child safety concerns. Yeah, I'll read it.
Okay, so hold on. I'm going to bring it up for you.
That's off of enemy.com. Let me know when I can read.
Okay, just 1 second. I'm getting it open. Okay. All right.
All right. So you see a nice little photo there of a bunch of people gathered around, little avatars. They're celebrating whatever they're doing. Roblox. This is a game being taken to court by a top prosecutor from the state of Louisiana over alleged child safety concerns. Over 300 lawsuits have popped up against Roblox in the last 24 hours. In a suit filed on the 14th of August, Attorney General Liz Muriel claimed that Roblox is the perfect place for pedophiles, end quote, due to lax age verification checks. Today, I'm suing Roblox, the #1 gaming site for children and teens and a breeding ground for sex predators, she wrote on X. due to Roblox's lack of safety protocols, it endangers the safety of the children of Louisiana. Roblox is overrun with harmful content and child predators because it prioritizes user growth, revenue, and profits over child safety, she said in an accompanying statement. Every parent should be aware of the clear and present danger posed to their children by Roblox so they can prevent the unthinkable from ever happening in their own home. And as part of a 42-page filing, Morrill used in-game experiences like escape from Epstein Island and public showers as evidence against Roblox. The suit alleges that a man arrested in Louisiana on a suspicion of possessing child sexual abuse material was using Roblox at the time, and he was taken into custody last month. It was also claimed that he used the voice-altering technology to lure and sexually exploit minors on the platform via The Independent. According to a report last year, 20% of Roblox's 82 million users are under the age of 9. The Louisiana State Representative Laura Schlegel has praised the news, and for a platform that has been described in the news as having a pedophile problem, you would think Roblox would make drastic changes. They have consistently shown they put profits over child safety, she wrote on X. Now, scroll down a bit, and they yet to receive comment on the lawsuit from the gaming company, but earlier this week, the company did defend their decision to block a user who claimed to hunt down and expose child sexual predators on Roblox. While vigilante groups may appear to have the public's interest at heart, they are in fact acting in ways that can be harmful to others, both on and off the platform, said Roblox Chief Safety Officer Matt Kaufman. Rather than taking actions that violate our policies and potentially creating additional risks, we encourage users to report issues through official channels so we can investigate quickly and effectively. Earlier this year, it was confirmed that Roblox was involved in an active investigation by the USG. However, the extent of Roblox's involvement or who the subject of the investigation actually is hasn't been revealed, and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission said sharing any further information would cause harm to the ongoing enforcement proceedings, and Roblox hasn't responded to any request for comment. End story.
Yeah. But that one game that he was talking about was like this. See that these are not real people, okay? These are avatars that are made by the people that play the game. You can build your characters, because I have played games, not this one, but I have played on Roblox before with other people because it's fun. I mean, some of them are really fun.
Janice fit in that above 35, under dead, under retired stage.
Yeah, it's fun, but it's different games that you can play. There's tons of them because a lot of them are made by the players and then uploaded to the server. The thing is, some of the games that are being uploaded are not appropriate. You know, going and sharing a bathroom, you know, and watching people urinate and poop, you know, is not a game that you think you'd want anyone to play, even adults. So the person or persons that are supposed to see and check out the games that are being uploaded isn't doing their jobs. That's how simple it would be. All you have to do is have people that give a shit about what happens to kids that are supposed to look at these games and play them. They're supposed to go in there and interact and see what's going on in the game before it's uploaded. Would be the best action, I think. So don't let people just upload anything they want. It has to be viewed by workers that work for this company first. Then, guess what? If they do that, we can sue them because they're putting this stuff out there and letting it stay up. Instead of worrying about, well, we don't want to ruin the game makers. But if they're putting a bunch of nasty shit on there with lifelike looking people that are taking off their clothes and doing things they shouldn't be doing with these avatars, well, we should have the right to know what's on there. But just like I always tell people, in all of the child stuff that I've ever done, I tell people, know what your children are doing. Go play the games that you're getting your children that are playing and be on there with them. And if they're in a VR headset, make sure you have a TV in the room that while they're in there, you can look and see exactly what they're looking at and who they're talking to and what they're seeing on the screen. Don't just let them run around with their headset on and not know what they're visualizing. So that's called being a parent, people. So you can do something and stop something before it gets overboard, or some kid meets somebody, because nobody gives a crap. So it's up to us too. It's up to us parents to make sure that our children are safe online. And that means we pull the plug. If your kid doesn't want to mind or listen, or is trying to sneak around and do something, then you take it from them. Who's the parent? You are. You're the one paying the bills. You are in charge, or at least you should be. So there you go. But the thing is, just like what this one person is saying, Lloyd Christmas, it says Roblox, they want to start a dating service for minors. Yeah, they want to do a lot of things, but if they're getting sued out the wazoo, they're not going to do those things. Or if parents just don't let their kids go to Roblox, just block Roblox from their PlayStations and all their other stuff, and don't let them go to it. If the parents say no, hell no, just like we did to Bud Light, guess what? It will make a difference. But until the parents get off their ass and start paying attention to what their kids are doing, I don't see how we're ever going to be able to stop this kind of shit. But just like Ruben said, don't let this stop you from doing other things that are important in your communities. Just turn it off. It's that simple. Snap. It's gone. Doesn't exist. Go to the different game. See, it's that simple. But a lot of parents, for some reason, aren't going to do that.
I've been really enjoying this new San Francisco public shitter simulator. I get to go in VR mode and figure out where the greatest part is, where I can lay down and just poop while being prone and supine on my side. And then I get up and I go away. Right now I have the high score because I ate at 7 food trucks along my way route, and it built up quite a bit of a load to drop off in San Francisco. Oh, I love Nancy Pelosi.
Terrible. But yeah,
I threw up a little bit in my mouth. Thanks, Bruce.
Say that this could be a distraction, but honestly, I think we're going to have more and more distractions, simply because more and more people are waking up and starting to pay attention to what is actually happening in their own homes with their children, their teenagers, or their preteens, or even their kindergartners or whatever, preschool kids. What are they doing on these phones? You give them a $900 phone. What do how do they download shit if you're not the one downloading it for them?
$900 phone. Just think about that.
Yeah.
I get on the interwebs with my crappy Motorola. Okay. This thing, it does the same thing as your $900 phone. Is it as flashy? No. Is it as fast? Not really. But it's $100, and Motorola has a warehouse in every major facility that sells these things.
Yeah. But but that was one of the things that I had on the list. And I wasn't going to do it right in that order. I'm moving them around a little bit, but these are all things that I think are important and that I want more people to know about. That Roblox stuff, I sent it to all my sisters. I said, don't let your kids get on this stuff. And if they are on there, to make sure that you know what they're doing. But my sisters are like me. They're very hands-on, with their kids and stuff. So, and most parents that I know are, it would be very unlikely that they would even be involved in some of these things.
82 million users.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But most of the people I know personally, very few of them are even on Roblox. And the people that I know that are on Roblox, they're like over 18. So I hate to say that, but nerds will do nerd stuff. That's just the way.
I get it. Like, there's a lot of men that play fucking, what is that, My Little Pony bullshit. And I look at you like, are you gay? But whatever.
But what I'm saying is a lot of adults on there too. So I'm just saying, if you get on and play a game and you've already put in your information or whatever, and you want to play some dumbass game, then you should be able the right to do that.
Right,
But a parent who has children on there that have signed up for a certain thing, they should be able to know that their kid is safe playing on this game. I'm not saying it's all the fault of whoever, I'm saying it takes multiple people, the people at Roblox making sure that certain stuff isn't even put onto their server at all. And then also that what age group you have them in, like if they're 8 to, let's say 6 to 8, okay, in that little group, or whatever, 6, 7, however they do it, that only those people that are in there are on there because the parents put them on there. See, you don't have to have the kid's information, because a kid doesn't have a driver's license. A kid doesn't have all that shit. A parent that's putting that on the child's iPad or their computer or whatever for the kid to play it, they have to put their information in. And they should be able to look and see what the age group is and go through and look at the games that they're going to let their kid play and know what is on the game. I remember walking into a friend's house years ago, and they were playing Xbox. This was like, I guess, 10 years ago, maybe 12. And they were playing, Grand Theft Auto. Okay, this kid was like 8. Okay, 8-year-old kid playing this game. And I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, I'm beating up a hooker. And I went, what? I thought he was kidding. He goes, no, I'm beating up a hooker, and I'm going to take her money and leave her on the street. And I was like, you got to be kidding. And so I started watching, and I was like, what the fuck is he playing? I couldn't believe it. I went downstairs and I said, do you know your kid's up there beating up hookers on this game he's playing? She went, what? So she went running up there and took the game out. When she read the box and everything, she goes, I don't know how he got this game. Well, then her husband came home and he said, well, yeah, he wanted it, so I bought it for him. He didn't even know. And it says right there, rated R, right on the thing. It's not for
it's also
kids.
in the title, like Grand Theft Auto is
I don't care. The dad gets
That's
patient.
a Christian simulator game. Come on.
But the thing is, that's part of the problem, is that parents are not paying attention. They just want the kid to stop this.
That's how I log on my Minecraft server.
You know what I mean?
Christians only.
It has a lot to do with parents making sure that they're more responsible with what their children are getting a hold of. And, I really do blame a lot of the parents for some of this stuff.
And the bad thing is I really liked GTA 3. I thought that was an amazing game. It was a step in the right direction for gaming. It came out about the same time as the Twin Towers were hit. And that was like one of the first games I remember that like really revolutionized like the ability to actually have like an open world, walk around, interact with things, go do stuff. And later games in that series, San Andreas especially, were really good. But we found the cut content in San Andreas, the hot coffee mod, for those of you that remember that glorious moment. And that was kind of a comedic moment. The fact they had tried to put pixelated nipples in there and then deleted it, but left the files in the game info on the disk, so you could actually hack it and find it and go through that sequence, which was kind of disgusting. I mean, you have a girlfriend in real life. Why are you trying to fuck something in the game? Oh well.
I don't know how any of that's
beginning of video game. From the first text adventures to the bootleg Nintendo ROMs, like that's why we had the ESRB in the early 90s, and that just kind of backfired because like who the hell wants a neutered version of Mortal Kombat when you can rip somebody's spine out, blood and guts and jiggly boobs and all that wonderful content.
I thought it was hilarious. Yeah,
the more taboo, the more the kids are going to want it.
And I did like on GTA 3, if you had the open top Cobra from like 68, if you grabbed the hooker, like she really didn't give you a blowjob. She just sat down next to you and your health automatically went up to 150. It maxed out. But if you got any other hooker in a car, like you could tell she was going down on the guy, but because of the hard top, you couldn't see everything going on, thankfully.
Yeah.
PS1 graphics, come on. Or 2. Yeah. Anyway, you have that going on, and it's funny, but then, like, because you're in a not-so-good car, your health builds up ever so slowly, so you've got to wait for this animation to finish, and you watch your money go away. It's like, ugh, God, where's the quick hooker at? Where's the good car? Yeah, you don't see anything in it. It's a mass-produced mainstream game. They're not going to show you balls and all that back in 2025. Probably they're going to show you some fucking fupa's chick or something. I don't know. Something disgusting. Ugh.
Yeah.
And
You can
I
see
mean,
her
more.
liver in this one.
It's pretty bad how so much stuff like this is just so easily available. You know, it's just, I don't know. It's just really sad to me. I just think it's terrible. But this next thing I want to pull up was pretty interesting when it came across my timeline. It's another thing that's going on right now in our today in our country. But I thought it was interesting, and I really do like getting as much information from every side that I can. And I just thought this was interesting when I got to first hear. It's only like a minute, a little over a minute and a half, but here we go. From Megyn Kelly, because I really like her too. I think she's a good journalist.
The Venezuelan government has dispatched Tren de Aragua, this gang, to come into the United States and commit mayhem. And one of the things that was leaked from someone in the intel community was that didn't happen. There is no official link between the Venezuelan government and Tren de Aragua. Therefore, it's not an incursion. It's not an invasion. It's a very clear why somebody would leak that to try to undermine the president's use of the Alien Enemies Act. Is that one of the leaks being investigated?
It is being investigated. There's a few things to add to that to kind of color out the picture. One of the most often tactics that these leakers use is they will take, let's say it's a 6-page top secret classified document, and they will pull a line from page 1 and a line from page 2 and a line from page 3 that when put together supports the narrative that they are trying to push, but is not at all reflective of the kind of conclusive analysis in that report. And that's exactly what happened in this case. So they very selectively and intentionally left out what was really the most important thing, which was that the FBI very clearly is the intelligence element that is responsible for domestic security. So it shouldn't be a surprise then that they are the element that said, yes, the Maduro Venezuelan government is supporting Tren de Aragua and their criminal activities here, enabled by President Biden's 4 years of open borders, where they very freely came in and out of our country and were able to begin to control territory here in the United States.
Yeah, see, that is what was it, last week or 4 or 5 days ago when they came out and said they were putting a huge amount of money as what do you call it when you put money out to get somebody to be turned in? A bond or whatever?
Bounty?
Yeah, bounty. Remember when they came out, Pam Bondi came out and put a bounty on that guy from from Venezuela? Well, this was one of the reasons why, because they were saying that this guy is helping the cartels and he's getting drugs into our country and killing people, killing Americans. So they want him. They want to arrest this guy, or they want to get rid of him. So that was one of the reasons why I wanted to play that, is because this is a woman that is determined to see people's heads roll, basically, and some of these people be taken out. And and I think she's done a damn good job so far. And I'm really been impressed with her, because I didn't know if I was going to like her at all, because, a lot of these people weren't people that I would ever have thought that Trump would have picked to take some of these positions. But I've been really impressed with some of them. I'm not saying all of them, but, the Stephen, I really like him. I think he's done a great job for his part. And then Homan, I think he's doing a great job too. So I've been impressed by a lot of them about the ways that they're digging into their job. And man, they're getting arrows slung left and right at them all the time, but they're still doing it. They're still saying, I don't care. I'm going to do the best I can. And as long as they do it, who knows what positions they might have next time for the, where they'll go after this White House. But so far, I've been really impressed with the little things that they've been doing. So do you have something you want to say, Ruben? I can't hear you.
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good. We're just scratching.
Okay. I just want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to say something they want. But there's let's see, what's this next one? Oh, yeah. This is, let me make sure I got the right one here. Nope, that's not it. Just give me 1 minute. I'm trying to find it's Pete. I want to do that article on him. Yeah, here it is. Okay, I'm going to pull this up. Just give me 1 second. Here we go. Yeah, so it's his turn now. Okay. The Secretary of Defense. And man, they beat him down when they were doing the interviewing, to see whether or not he was going to get the seat. And I've been really happy with what he's done so far. At least I think that he loves this country and just wants to see, some good changes in our military and help it make it stronger. But here we go.
I want to know who owns the land around our bases and strategic bases, and getting an understanding of why foreign entities, foreign companies, foreign individuals might be buying up land around those bases. That's something I should be paying attention to on behalf of the American people, on behalf of my department, and on behalf of the president. It's common sense. And so food security, just like energy resilience, just like where we get our water, that's all national security, especially in a contingency. So we would be asleep at the wheel if we were not fully a party to an effort like this to ensure that our nation had the food supply it needs. But specifically, our troops have what they need on our bases so that in those moments, you can rely on us here in the United States to provide that security. So no longer can foreign adversaries assume we're not watching and we're not paying attention and we're not doing something about it, because we are. So, Brooke, thank you very much. I want to know.
Yeah, I was impressed, and I think I've talked about it earlier last year when I was saying that my governor, it wasn't that long after she became governor that she stopped a group of some corporation that was owned by China that came in, was trying to buy up a whole bunch of farmland. And she used her right as a governor and said, no, we're not letting you buy this land. And so they went elsewhere. I don't know where they went, but, we have to have strong people in our states that have the balls to say no to some of these companies. And we should have the right to do that, because I don't want China owning half my state, and that's what happens when you have these rich sheiks and all these different, countries that have lots of money because of oil or whatever. They just come in and start buying up stuff, and then they build their own little communities. Didn't you have something like that happen to you in Texas, where they were building like some neighborhoods and it was only letting the illegals move into them? They're making new neighborhoods.
Colony Ridge in Houston.
Yeah. And is it still there? Are they still able to do that, or has that been scrapped?
It's privately owned. I'm sure they're trying to work with ICE. The local law enforcement doesn't really go there that often. They have to take 10 or 12 guys with them. So it's not truly a place that's safe to go and practice your lawful trade of enforcement and keeping the peace. But I haven't heard it's been dismantled. Lynn Beck would be all over it if it got sold to somebody else and they had moved all the illegals out. But yet, that's not happened yet. Texas does not have the ball sack I wish it did. We had people leave this last week, and they fled because we were redistricting things and drawing new lines as what we're allowed to do. The Democrats do the gerrymandering like nobody else's business.
Yeah.
And, they fled to California, New York, and Illinois. J.D. Pritzker had some of them hang out with him for a bit, the rock stars of the party. And Illinois, if you ever do any research on how they gerrymander everything, like that is the blueprint for how to ruin a state with gerrymandering, because you can fuck up an entire set of good, perfectly good counties by splicing them up and making it to where you have a huge population, and now it's no longer unified. You'll have blocks split in half. Sometimes the lines run through a house or an apartment complex, and all of that happens. But yet the Republicans in Texas are bad because we're doing it. We're allowed to do it. It's within the state bylines and regulations. So they're redrawing things. And, all last week we all heard the news. Oh, well, Jasmine Crockett's going to have her district erased. That didn't happen. She's still got a job. And, the people here that are in the State House of Austin, no matter what you do, no matter how much you donate, it doesn't seem like your requests are heard because they are uniparty sellouts. And that's the biggest problem we have in Texas, is that the Republican Party is just Democrat light.
Sad. And if you get enough of them, it doesn't matter whether everybody thinks it's red, because it can turn blue very quickly, especially when you got a lot of corrupt people in office. I hate to say that, but you guys got lots of rhinos in Texas, and that's scary.
I tell you what, the good news is that Brandon Herrera announced at the Gun Owners of America, the Goals Summit last week. Brandon Herrera is running again against Tony Gonzalez, because Tony Gonzalez and him had a nice 2-hour chat after the concession Brandon made on last election. He lost. And they had a good speech together. They had a good time talking about how to make Texas safer. And then immediately after he left for Washington, his voting record did not change. He did not start fixing things for Texans and people in his constituency. So Brandon vomits in his mouth and holds his tongue for 15 months. And then this last week at the Goal Summit, he said he's going to run again against Tony Gonzalez, which we will be losing a wonderful shitposter of the internet, because he'll be having a full-time job of signing bills and saying no to the majority of what wants to come out of Washington. But he's going to go for it again, and hopefully we can get him the funding he needs this time.
Well, and this time, though, he has the other guy's lies to back it, right?
If you've checked his Twitter and all the things that the autistic army behind Brandon is out there doing, they're more vicious than the bots. The bots are really good about just parroting things they're programmed to do. The autistic people are just going whole hog on bullying Tony. And we brought back some really good memes for the ratio cat and a bunch of other stuff that was highly loved on the social media. But the main thing is that, if he could get the funding to travel in all the counties and do all the work, he can knock over weak-ass Tony Gonzalez, because Tony is a very weak candidate. He lost the state rep position by 411 votes. 411, when he spent $12 million and had the House Speaker from D.C. come down and talk on his behalf, along with other big power hitters, because you're allowed certain benefits when you are the incumbent. But he outspent AK guy Brandon Herrera $12 million to $1.1 million, and he only won by 411 votes. So I think this might be the time where we really see the change happen. We're going to see Tony lose, I think, because Brandon's only gotten a wider base now, and networked in with all those guys from Unsubscribe and the vet bro community and everybody who wants to say we're standing behind veterans, even though Tony Gonzalez is ex-Navy. That's a real fucking black mark on our fucking record. Anyway,
he's got the proof this time to say he won last time. He beat me fair and square, and he's proven that he doesn't care about the state. That's all he's got to do, and he's just got to say that over and over again, and he'll win. Because he's got a guy's record.
I hope that happens, because Brandon seems to be fairly dedicated to his cause, and I like what he has to say. I like what he does. I think as a man, he's a good role model for young kids. and I'm looking forward to seeing what he could do for the state. It'd be a blessing. But if he doesn't win, he's still going to keep his job. He's still going to eventually make it to where the AK-50 could be mass produced. And that, because that was his entire goal for the last 5 or 6 years, it was create an AK-50 platform.
Yeah.
And he did. He made a fucking 50 caliber AK machine gun, which is amazing. And just seeing that thing go off is just a thing of beauty. So even if he loses,
It took him 8 years to do that too. 8
yeah,
years.
yeah, 8 years.
That's
Okay,
a short amount of time.
yeah, that guy's got patience
In the
of a
world
saint.
of guns, yeah, in the world of guns, that's a short amount of time.
So
there's engineering involved.
I'm all for Brandon doing this, and I'm hoping he gets it. I really am. I'm also being a realist by saying Tony could pull out an upset because October surprises happen. Now, granted, we got a year ahead. We don't have to really worry about it right now, but you know, the fact that we have hope
next year. Okay. Yeah, 26.
So we lose a shit poster, but we gain King Trout. Maybe he'll make more frequent posts.
Have you seen this? Have you seen this fucking King Trout's video on what happened with the Titanic?
Yes.
Okay, because the Titanic, I mean, it looks like there's a lot of stuff that was hidden from the main movie in '97. They didn't discuss the things that were in plain sight on that boat, like the fucking coal fire that was set, and that wasn't really the Titanic. Possibly that could have been the Olympia. Anyway, I'll shut up here. Hey, Joe's Atmosphere, how you doing, sir? Good to see you. Make Janet smile. She always needs good reason to smile.
Yeah, I like to smile. I like being happy as much as possible. And I've been a lot happier this year. It's been better for me than last year. I mean, just because I have a better outlook on where we're going as a country. And I don't know, I don't have a overwhelming feeling of doom and gloom. You know what I mean? So, yeah,
You don't think your grandkids are going to be in the mines and be forced to slave for Chinese phone manufacturers in Arkansas?
Not yet.
Okay, that's amazing.
I feel like that's gotten pushed way back, and I think that more and more people are waking up to the fact that they have a say. See, and that's what's important. A person is just going to sit in the back and go, "Well, it doesn't matter what I say or do. I'm not going to make any difference." See, that a person that feels that way, I feel bad for, because I really do believe that you can make a difference. If I just talk to one person about something and I give them some facts and I show it to them, and then they go and they end up running for office, or they end up getting a job working for a person that's already in office, or, something like that. What is it? Is it the 7 degrees? Just, what I'm saying? There's like, everybody's connected in some way, right? There was like a show or a movie that came out, 7 degrees of separation.
6 degrees of separation.
6 degrees. Well, basically, that's what I believe. I do believe that by something, I may never find out for sure that the person I had something to do with, with either, my stuff that I like to do with child trafficking or human trafficking stuff, or my crafting, or whatever it is that I'm involved in. I do believe that somewhere in my realm of things that I do on a weekly basis, whether that I'm in contact with somebody and I help someone else or something. You know what I mean? I feel that in myself, and I try to live my life that way. To try to help people, even if I just sit and listen to them, and I can't do anything for them besides just be there for them, knowing that they can talk to me and that I'm not going to go out and go blah, 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 I'm not going to do that. And that they can trust me. To give somebody a friend they can trust is more than a lot of people have right now. And they've went through, the COVID, and they went through all the different things. Maybe they lost their job, or they lost their spouse, or somebody they love died. I mean, a lot of different things. People just need other people they can trust. And I think once that trust starts to grow between people, and we start to talk about it, not just on stuff like this. I mean, in an actual conversation where you're sitting next to them and you're talking or crying or sharing your own experience of something that you went through with them, it makes a difference, because then people realize I'm not alone, you know, I'm not alone. There are other people just like me. And I think that makes a big difference in people's lives. I really, really do. I may be wrong when I die and then I find out the truth about everything, and I'll realize, man, I wasted all those years of my life thinking that and the other one, it meant nothing. You know, one day I'll figure that out. Maybe if they're, if I'm given that, opened my eyes to it or whatever, but I hope I'm right. I really do. But we'll see. I mean, sooner or later, the truth, I believe that karma will come back. You either have it or you don't. But I want to open this other thing that I thought was very interesting. I got like 3 or 4 different things pertaining to these same people. But it's important that we hear these different points of views on and the different aspects of what is coming at these people now, and where somehow I think one of these people at least are going to get their up and comings, because there's so much stuff. There's so much there. So hopefully we'll see something happen. But it says Bill Clinton prime suspect in this Epstein investigation. So when I said way back when Trump said, there really isn't anything, we don't know if it's true or what's made up or whatever, they're going to have to open it up and start looking into it. And then the whole thing, when I said the best way to get the truth is to unseal the trial documents from Ghislaine Maxwell, because in prison for trafficking young women to people, to clients, right? And she's in prison. So all that information, if it was enough to put her in prison, there has to be names and dates and times and all that stuff in these documents. So I'm still waiting for someone to say, we're going to unseal the trial documents. Now I hear people saying we're suing or whatever to get the whatever files that they're talking about. But I don't think we need any of that. All we need is to start is what's already been proven in court. We already know it's been proven in court and it worked because she's in prison. So give us that. Let's go with that and start talking to the people that were in these documents, because how do you put someone in prison for trafficking young women to people and you have no people? There's no people at all involved in using these young girls. Then how come how did they prove trafficking? See what I mean? So I don't know. I really think that is our road to it. But I want to play this video for everybody so you can listen and see what these people are saying about this part of the whole Clinton aspect area that we see them going for right now in our every day on the news from this administration.
The American people want to know what happened on Epstein Island. I'm not going to drop this topic. You've subpoenaed Bill Clinton. He's going to fight you tooth and nail with the best lawyers in the country in some cases. Do you think Bill Clinton ever actually testifies? I think his date is what, October 12th?
Yes. I think we have a very good chance at this. I've never lost a subpoena battle. I've been chairman of that committee for 1.5 years. This is the most challenging subpoena I've ever issued. But what makes this subpoena different is that the Democrats voted with Republicans. This is a bipartisan, congressionally approved subpoena. And I think that will hold a lot of weight in court. And you're absolutely right. He's going to have the best lawyers in America fighting us tooth and toenail on this. But the fact that this was voted on by Republicans and Democrats, because we're hearing from our constituents, everybody in America wants to know what went on at Epstein Island. And we've all heard reports that Bill Clinton was a frequent visitor there. So he's a prime suspect to be deposed by the House Oversight Committee. So hopefully we'll win that court battle with that subpoena and see President Clinton in October.
what is the oversight committee exactly looking for? I mean, I'm looking through some of these names and all of these attorney generals and the FBI director, James Comey. When I first looked at this list, I was mistaken. I thought it was about Russiagate.
Right.
I asked you that. Can't be about Epstein. You corrected me and said it is. With the list of subpoenas going out to these individuals, high profile, mind you, what are they looking for?
They are going back to the earliest days of Jeffrey Epstein's involvement with the Justice Department. So they're going back to when Alexander Acosta was, this is under President Obama, was U.S. attorney in Miami and negotiated a deal with Epstein's lawyer, our friend and colleague, Professor Dershowitz, who did a fabulous job representing Epstein. But during the course of those negotiations, Alexander Acosta supposedly said, I was told to go easy on him because he's intel. Now they're going to ask him, Mr. Acosta, Secretary Acosta, he's the former Secretary of Labor. Who told you Epstein was intel? We want to interview that person. They're going way back. They're going back to when Robert Mueller not was the special prosecutor for Donald Trump, but was the director of the FBI.
Tripped me up.
Correct. That's what tripped you up. What also tripped you up, and I don't know why she's on this list.
Clinton's?
Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Yes.
What does she have to do with Epstein? But she's on the list.
So would it be, I mean, the flight logs in which someone's names appear?
Could be. This is extremely broad. As I said, they are asking for everything the DOJ has except the names of the victims.
What about President Clinton? We talked about executive privilege or immunity, presidential immunity. Does that apply? It applies to Obama, right?
I don't think it would apply to him because his travel, as I understand it, his travel with Epstein or on this plane did not occur while he was president and was not part of any presidential core functions. This was either before or I think probably after he had left the White House. So are you going to see the Fifth Amendment invoked by people who, when they were in power, were everyday household names? Or is the House committee going to get to the bottom of who knew what when?
Yeah. And how much focus is going to be on what was happening before he was sentenced and even what happened while he was serving time?
Well, as Sean pointed out, part of this investigation is how did he die? What investigate? They're going to go after Attorney General Barr for this. He was a very smart guy, but they're going to go after him. You were running the Bureau of Prisons indirectly. You were the AG. How did he die? What investigation did you conduct to determine how he died? How is it that your pathologist said he killed himself, but the family pathologist, the best in the country, Michael Baden, said it's impossible for his neck to have been broken the way it was by his own hands?
Somebody has to say something, though. If this entire list comes back taking the fifth, is that...
That's going to look terrible if all these people take the fifth. These people were the highest ranking people in the government, starting with the president, going down to at least 3 attorneys general, Holder, Sessions, and Barr. The way this normally works is these people are interrogated in private by committee lawyers and committee investigators before they're interrogated in public. That's the way it works with the ordinary run-of-the-mill witness. These people are not ordinary run-of-the-mill.
No.
I don't think Mrs. Clinton's going to sit down twice for this, once in private and once in public.
Do you think she sits down at all?
Well, she'll have no choice but to sit down. You talk about arresting the people from Texas. This committee can go across the street to federal court and get an order for the arrest of anybody that refuses to come in and testifies before them. Yeah. You can't make this stuff up.
I know.
Well, I want to interject something about that right there. If you have anybody that goes up there and they say they're going to plead the fifth, so does that mean that the prosecutor can stand up there and read an email that supposed person sitting in the chair that's pleading the fifth wrote to another person out loud? So, and put it on the record that this was the email that was sent to whatever the person is, and that kind of thing. And there was the 14 phone calls between this email, and here's the other email, and they read it. See what I mean? And then they met at this certain place, and they can have another. Say we have 3 witnesses that were there with them when they had lunch, and then they had a private meeting later on in so and so's office or what. You know, is that how they break it down to show that they were doing these things, or you know, like what they're trying to say? Because a lot of people were seeing some of this stuff coming out, but they weren't listening. As soon as they showed the list of the people who were on it, they automatically thought it had to do with the 2020 stuff. And that's why I've been trying to listen to all these different videos, because there's stuff coming out about different things that Hillary Clinton was involved in. So somehow she was involved in helping something with the Epstein. And then we have the other things that they're interviewing Hillary Clinton about her email server and stuff like that, being in her bathroom and all that kind of junk. And the stuff that she was sending back and forth, supposedly they had Huma Abedin involved and a bunch of other stuff like that. And I played a couple of videos of that. I think it was last time and the time before. And that's another aspect. And then you have the whole Russiagate stuff. But one of this next video that I want to share, let me stop this one. This next video I want to share is another one about Hillary, but it goes down another different aspect of it. I gotta click on it real quick and see which one it is. I'm sorry. I wish I was a lot better at doing this, but I just get backwards every time for some reason. I just don't know why. But hold on, let me see. Is this one of them? Okay, yeah, here's one of them. Let me open this, number 23. Okay. All right. Now this is another one I thought was pretty good. Solomon Reports or whatever. I thought it was pretty good. This person for Glenn Beck. So I want to share this one. This is another one about the Clintons. It's not very long. It's only a minute and a half.
What is the next thing we look for? What's the next domino to fall?
When you wake up in the morning, you're going to see perhaps the most stunning document I've seen. It's an FBI timeline. It lays out all of the political interference in the other Clinton case that we never talk about. We always talk about Clinton emails. Bigger case that the FBI had. 3 separate FBI offices were working on political corruption, looking at the Clinton Foundation as a corrupt organization collecting money in a pay-to-play scheme. You're going to know the names of people who said shut it down, who blocked the FBI from carrying out a lawfully predicated 3 investigations. When you see that, I have to tell you, I knew it existed. I didn't know how dramatic it was. People are going to see that in the morning, and I think it's going to wake us up to the other reality. We protected the Democrats in this same illusion. The goal was not only to harm the Republicans and conservatives, it was to protect Democrats who may have engaged in wrongdoing.
Yeah, I said that earlier in the show that I think part of it was to kick dust or dirt over the trail. It wasn't just Donald Trump.
That's exactly the right way to look at it.
Yeah. Who's releasing this? Where's this report coming from?
It'll come out from Just the News. It's an FBI document that we've been able to obtain, and it's a timeline. It is chilling to read. It really is.
I would love to have you on the air tomorrow to explain that to me on the radio.
Count me in.
Yeah, I thought that was the one. So let me get rid of that one, and then I found this other one. Hold on. Heard any of these or paid attention to them?
Oh man, I can't even talk about dead hookers from Arkansas.
Any of these different interviews that I was showing about Hillary Clinton. Had you guys seen all the different avenues all leading to Hillary that have nothing to do with the other one? You see what I mean?
Not yet.
All these roads. So that's why
all the stuff that we assumed for the last what's it been 12, 15 years?
Yeah.
Not even going back to when they were governor. 30 plus years.
That right there with the Whitewater case. That's another one from Arkansas.
That's one they never talk about right there, Whitewater.
Because once she was in the White House as First Lady, people in Arkansas that were talking about, they found her fingerprints on documents that she swore under oath she never saw. So, but they found her fingerprints on it. But this is another one. This is a little like a timeline with stuff on it. he's uncovering Clinton emails with Chinese officials discussing uranium deals. You remember the whole uranium one with Russia?
Yep.
The deals that she did. So this is a whole timeline here with tons of different stuff. I want to play this one here. This is the one I want to play. So let me stop this. I'm gonna make it bigger. But there's a whole bunch. I'm going to share this
grab the
link.
Listerine before you do that.
Okay,
I throw up a little bit in my mouth.
Yeah, you're going to need it. But the thing is, I'm going to share this page that has all the stuff that goes way down. Anyone that's interested and they want to see tons of juicy tidbits of stuff that's being released about Hillary Clinton, you're going to want to watch it because there's quite a few things on this.
I did not email any classified material to anyone. There is no classified material.
110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined by the owning agency to contain classified information at the time they were sent or received.
I provided all my emails that could possibly be work-related.
Several thousand work-related emails that were not among the group of 30,000 emails returned by Secretary Clinton.
I thought using one device would be simpler.
She also used numerous mobile devices to send and to read email.
There were no security breaches.
It is possible that hostile actors gained access to Secretary Clinton's personal email account.
It was my practice to communicate with State Department and other government officials on their .gov accounts.
The hostile actors gained access to the private commercial email accounts of people with whom Secretary Clinton was in regular contact from her personal account.
No doubt that we've done exactly what we should have done.
They were extremely careless in their handling of very sensitive, highly classified information.
People will be able to judge for themselves.
We cannot find a case that would support bringing criminal charges on these facts.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
To be clear, this is not to suggest that in similar circumstances, a person who engaged in this activity would face no consequences.
Americans will find that, interesting, and I look forward to having a discussion about that.
See, and it was Comey, the one that I said from the beginning that I think he's going to be one of the first ones to go down. And that's because he's going to sing like a bird because he doesn't want to go to prison. And he was singing like a bird just then, but then it all got quashed, because the biggest people above said, turn it off, shut it down, or whatever. So I wanted to share that because that's both of them talking about the same stuff, but one's one way and one's another. And it's two of the people that were involved in the whole cover up for the Russia shit in the first place. To me, we are going to be slammed with so much information. And the scary thing is that I'm thinking there's possibly could be overkill. They've released so many documents. There's so much evidence that a lot of people are going to say, they're going to be overwhelmed. They're not going to know whether or not it's true or not, simply because of the massive amount. It's a tidal wave of information. That's what it is. And so what do you guys think? Do you think that that when they bring these people up to do these interviews and stuff through Congress, these oversight committees or whatever to gather information, do you think that any of them are going to do anything? Or do you think they're just going to go, nah, just like they did last time with Hillary? Even though Comey stood there and said thousands of emails that she did not hand over, all the different things that she didn't do, and that she did use her BlackBerry and her other phone. She had 3 phones, and that she was using bleach bit on them and beating them with hammers and all this kind of stuff to not have to turn in everything. And then nothing happened to her because the right people made sure they pulled all the plugs. See what I mean? But now the plugs are plugged back in. Documents are coming out. Do you think that something will happen or not? I'm asking all of you. If you
I have no idea. It
depends on who was involved and what information that they disclosed.
We know it needs to be done, but if that's not done, we got to.
The underlings will get thrown under the bus.
Yeah.
All the underlings will get thrown under the bus. That's a given. All
Okay,
the
so
low-level
when you
dipshits.
say that, Six Nations, when you're saying that, do you think people are going to go to prison? But it may not be Clinton, but people underneath those people, do you think
Yeah, like
anyone?
interns, like anybody that
You
they
do
can say,
think
oh
people
yeah,
are
this
going to go to
person
prison?
did the smashing of the hard drives, or
Mhm.
yeah, this person deleted such and such, and this was classified material. But
So-
as long as they got money and they got some sort of influence and they got connections, I don't see them doing any hard time or serious crime. Like a lot of this could be misconstrued as treasonous or seditious.
Mhm.
And as much as I would like to see them all swing and rope is cheap, you're not going to see that.
Yeah,
It's
I've
like
had a couple
if we
people.
actually were to uncover everything that is being hidden from us, we would lose
Mhm.
faith in government, our media, our entire society would collapse and go into chaos.
Well, I've
that
had a
can't
couple
happen.
people tell me that they think that people are going to get in trouble, but it's going to be a minor thing like for perjury. They perjured.
You remember when Hunter Biden had like what 37 felonies he had, and the Biden administration ran the clock out, and all they could get him on was just like a minor
gun charge. Yeah, the minor gun charge.
That I think that's going to happen here.
Well,
I might be wrong. I might be wrong, but like that's all I have the faith for, because these people, they're living high on the hog here while they're still alive. Things might change with their spirit or whatever whenever they do pass, but we're years away from that. You know, let's talk in real aspect here. They're not going to suffer here.
I'm thinking that something else is going to happen. What I'm thinking is going to happen is that a couple of people in this realm that we've been talking about, Comey, Clapper, and a few others that were in there. Okay, what I think is going to happen is that somebody in that is going to squeal. Maybe two or more are going to squeal about what happened, or what their version of what happened. So they're going to get a slap on the wrist compared to somebody else. But I think one or two people are going to go down for this whole shenanigans of maybe some of them for the. That's why I loved it, because Kash Patel said we're going after them with everything we have. Okay. And he meant it, because you're seeing it with the Epstein stuff. You're seeing it with the emails and the phone calls. And then you're seeing it with the PP dossier. So you're seeing it coming from different areas with different evidence. So you might see one person getting charged with one thing, and then the same person getting charged with something else, like 3 or 4 different charges, because it's 4 or 5 different reasons they're being charged for something else that their tentacles were involved in. But I think that the person that does the squealing, they're going to come out and say, well, I didn't want to go along with it, because whistleblowers are already out there talking to Tulsi Gabbard and a whole bunch of others, talking about what they saw happening and how they were saying, hey, I don't think we should be doing this. I don't do this, whatever. And a lot of them are going to say, I had to do it because they were blackmailing me. You see what I'm saying? So they're going to be bringing in lots of different ways of why these people did some of the things they did. And that maybe that if they do that and they have evidence that they were being blackmailed by pictures or whatever it is, and they show that to the people, that maybe they'll get a lower sentence when it comes to the other thing. But I'm thinking it's gonna end up going way deeper, that this person was controlling that person, and this person was controlling that person, and whatever else was all going on. And maybe there's 4 people at the top besides Obama, and I can't remember what that woman's name was. It something Rice or something? What was her name?
Susan Rice.
Susan Rice and a couple other people that high up were the ones that were going dee, 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 and the little puppets were dancing around underneath them. And all the puppets are all going to be the ones spewing information But I don't know what's going to happen to these 4 or 5 people that are doing this with the puppets below them. So that's what I'm hoping. And that's what I think is going to happen. But the only thing we can do is time is going to tell. But it just seems like the more and more I see and read, I'm realizing that they have tons of shit, and they're releasing more and more documents that they have taken down from classified. And I love that one interview. I wish I could find it. Was with Cash when he says that every time he reads some of these things, he's like, it's blatantly clear the reason they classified it was to protect themselves. That's it. There's no other reason why the public wouldn't be able to see these things, because it's not like it's going to damage something, or cause the Chinese to want to go to war with us or something like that with national security. It's to completely to cover their ass for things that they did. So I just think that, I'm hoping that we see some justice, because if we don't get something, I think it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt the people that we want to get in office. So are you feeling tired?
No, I got to run. I have an appointment in the morning I need to go to, and I got to be get ready for it. So yes, thank you very much, everybody. I got to run. A lot of things going on. It's been really busy. So, hopefully things are going to get turned around better for next month. We'll see what happens.
It was a good show with you, Ruben. I hope you do well, man. I hope you keep it.
Yeah, slowly but surely. We'll see what happens. Let's keep moving.
You take care. Don't be a stranger.
I will. Bye.
Bye. Well, I'm glad he's got some stuff he has to take care of, but I'm glad he's staying busy, and that's important, I think. But so anything else you guys want to say about some of the things I've already showed with the Clinton stuff?
I was going to say about that Whitewater thing.
Go ahead.
Quote Grandpa from The Lost Boys. If all the dead hookers were to rise up all at once in Arkansas, there'd be a hell of a population explosion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would be scary. But I believe all that shit. So hold on. I'm trying to go through some of these things to see which one I wanted to bring up next. Oh, here's one, number 13. Okay, let me bring up number 13. Here's another one I thought was very interesting when I finally did get to, I think it's this one. Yeah, I get to hear this one because I don't know if you guys heard this. A former U.S. Navy intelligence officer drops a bombshell. It says Oklahoma State Senator Shane Jett, who served 11 years as a Navy intelligence officer, says America has been under an active coordinated attack. So I'm not going to read all of that, but I'm going to go ahead and let you listen to this little tidbit of information he's giving.
Since you've been on the intelligence side, based on what you've seen the last 5.5 years, 5.5 years roughly, a little bit longer, would you say we've gone through an active operation against the American people, in your opinion?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. We have been subjected to asymmetrical warfare through, instead of military uniforms and lab coats, instead of bullets and grenades, it's been toxins and viruses. And there is no doubt in my mind that this was an orchestrated, coordinated attack facilitated from within through the pharmaceutical industrial complex and their shields in federal government to allow the protocols that raise the death count, to force compliance to take vaccines, I think was clearly, and we've documented, this was put into place well before it was launched. And the disruption of the launch of the asymmetrical biological warfare that we submitted to was intended to be done under the Hillary Clinton administration, and the Trump administration, I think, disrupted their anticipation. So 2020 opened a lot of eyes, and the deep state and the pharmaceutical industrial complex funding, the World Economic Forum and the United Nations all colluded to bring the United States economy and the world economy to heel, to break the system and build back better so that we can be more Marxist and have a lighter population footprint, because they believe that the only thing wrong with this planet is there's too many people on it.
Pretty cool, huh? You guys heard that one before?
That's the first time I heard that.
But I'm going to get this real quick. I'm going to share this in the chat because you can go to their website and look up other things. But yeah, that was the first time I'd heard this interview. But to see, that's a whole nother aspect of with the same puppets involved. You know what I'm saying? Showing another avenue of what they had planned to do. Because remember, Glenn Beck was one of the first ones that I watched when he was talking about the timeline and showing that he had documents showing that they already had a patent for the COVID vaccine before COVID was even out. Before COVID was even released, they already had a vaccine to start injecting people with it. And so the whole COVID thing is going to start bringing in, and with the pharmaceutical companies and the money that they were giving to certain people in office to make sure certain things came to be, and that it was all meant to happen under Hillary Clinton. And remember that one night when I was watching it live, and Podesta came out on stage and told Hillary Clinton that she didn't win, the look on Hillary Clinton's face, she was totally shocked because she thought the fix was in. She thought it was a done deal. And when she was not given what she was told that she was going to get, I don't know who did it, but boy, somebody was sucking her dick for quite a while afterward to make sure that she didn't unleash whatever it was that she had, because she had something. She had a lot of people by the balls, and I don't know exactly, but somehow they were able to pacify her enough to where heads didn't roll. You know what I'm saying? So I that's what I'm interested in, because she is one evil, horrible person that I can tell. That I believe, my personal opinion wise, that she is evil to the core. I mean, I don't trust that woman, and I can see why so many people around her just end up disappearing or whatever, because nobody wants to be around her. You know, everybody's petrified to even be in her circle or whatever, and I can see why, because she's. I don't know. I don't even know if she's even a human. You know what I'm saying? So I'm probably going to get my channel taken down because of this, but I can't help it. I'm telling you what I believe about her. I have a warning against my channel right now, simply because I talked about Comet Ping Pong about Podesta and Hillary Clinton last January of 2024. And I saw that warning, even though after I did all the stuff they told me that I had to do, even though they took my channel down for 2 weeks, I did all the stuff they said, and they still left the warning. So anytime I get any other warning, guess what? I get in trouble because I already have a warning that's active that they won't take down. That normally they take down after like 3 months or something like that. Well, I still have it, so I'm stuck with it. But let me see what this next
Don't bend
thing
the
is.
knee. How come?
Yeah, it's
Do what you want. There's other platforms.
Mm-hmm.
They can go
Well,
choke on a bag of Richards.
I'm on all these other platforms, so if they end up taking me down, there's nothing I can do about it. But I'm gonna keep going as long as as long as I have a chance to do anything, I'm gonna try doing it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, but here is I love this guy. Okay, from Louisiana, Kennedy. He's talking about the whole thing with Washington D.C. that Trump is working on. So here we go. I just love his point of view, and the way he says things. I just think he's awesome. I wish we had more of this type of senator in our country.
I believe that America's and Louisiana's future can be better than our present or our past. I believe that. I believe that we're only as good as our dreams, and we're only as valuable as our children. But I'm not going to bubble wrap it, folks. The water in Washington, D.C. is not going to clear up until you get the pigs out of the creek. And that's just a fact. And I've seen them. All 4 feet and their snout in the trough. And nobody's coming to save us but ourselves. I hope you'll help me fight for our state and our country. You know, so many of the Washington elites, they call us deplorables. Are smelly Walmart shoppers. I love Walmart. They think we're not real people, but we are real people. And we need to get real mad. We need to get real mad.
I just love him. I think he's very inspiring. I guess you could tell I like this man because I was in Louisiana, and I just believed him. I mean, he's never wavered from since the first time I met him years ago till today. I just really do. I have faith in him, and I think he does love Louisiana, and he loves the American way, which means freedom. And I really do believe that with him. But here's the other one I had, another article. I don't know if you guys care about him or not, but I really do like him. He's a good person. I really do. I just have a feeling he's a good person. So we'll see. But here's the other one that I thought I'd play. I think there's the videos down here. Yeah, here's a couple of different ones. This is the timeline that I'm going to share in the link so people can go down and read it. It's almost everything that Tulsi Gabbard has been involved in and what she's brought out. And it's got everything listed that you can read, at your leisure to understand how things are being declassified and how the Obama team manufactured what they needed to try to stop Trump. But honestly, I honestly believe that they didn't think they had to push too much because that they thought there was going to be enough cheating in the swing states that they'd be able to get away with it. You see what I mean? I really don't think they were prepared for the amount of people that were so fed up with what they were seeing that they went to the polls. People registering the vote and all this type of stuff, and people that probably were already registered but hadn't voted in like 3 or 4 presidential elections, and they showed up in big numbers to vote this time because they felt like we've got to not let Hillary Clinton be president. I mean, I met so many people that said, I don't really care for him, but I'm not gonna vote for Hillary Clinton. So I really do believe that overwhelmed the system. There was just so many people that hated Hillary Clinton more than they did Trump. So they went and voted for him, and it made a difference. It really did. And the reason that when Trump got in there, it put like a big kibosh into their whole thing they had set up, that they were planning on doing, that it was all laid out. And they probably would have had camps for people like me that said, no, I'm not getting it. I had my family, I had my jobs, I had everybody hounding me and bringing me COVID tests every week, every single week, week after week after week. And I'm like, fuck you guys. I mean, it was very depressing because I had so many people bombarding me constantly, telling me that I was going to kill everyone and all that, when I never got sick. And I've had my blood tested and I never had COVID. Knock on wood. I never got it because I washed my hands. I've cleaned my house. I'm clean. I'm a clean person. And when I'd be walking along and I'd see someone coughing, I just not go right next to them. Because I know a person coughs, that the stuff can go quite a distance. Just things like that. I took precautions for myself to not get whatever COVID was, a cold, flu, or whatever it was. And I never did get it. And I'm a lucky person. But the thing is, even if I'd gotten it, I wouldn't have got the vaccine at all because I didn't trust it. I just don't trust a lot of things like that myself, my personal opinion. But I follow through with what I say I'm going to do. If someone asks me to do something and I tell them I do as best I can to do it because I want to be a trustworthy person. But I found out a lot about my family and who does what, that type of thing. And it was hard. And I can see why so many families collapsed under the pressure and the weight of COVID, because so many people turned against each other and said, you can't come to my Christmas event, you can't come to my birthday party, you can't come to the barbecue, you can't come with us to dinner, you can't go to the movies with us, you're not allowed to my house because you didn't get the shot. So many families did that to people. And the truth is, guess what? Guess how many times I closed my door to anyone that had COVID or got the jab? 0. I let them come to my house. I'm not afraid of them, even though they said, oh, you shouldn't expose yourself to them because now they're filled with spike proteins and all this different stuff. Guess what? I still did it. Half my family and my cousins and all the way out, half of them are all vaccinated. And I didn't cut off anyone, but I was getting cut off left and right. And I'm sure there's many people out there out there of you guys that were cut out because you stood your ground. And I'm thankful that I didn't do it. But a lot of people were pressured into it, and they did. They went and they got whatever they had to do because they wanted to see their mother or their grandparents or their siblings or whatever it was. And and I feel bad because of that. But people, and then you had some people had the balls to say they didn't have to do it. They didn't have to get the jab. I would never say that to people, because I do believe a lot of people felt they had no other choice. It was either lose my job and I can't feed my family and I can't put a roof over their head, or I get the jab. To me, that's being forced. That's forcing you. You're not giving them an option. They look at their family and think, well, they're going to be homeless. We're going to live in our car. And then when you get pushed to your car, what happens? You lose custody of your kids. The government comes and takes your children. So maybe that was part of it. Maybe they felt like the people that don't do it, we're going to punish them. We're going to put them in camps. We're going to take their kids away from them because they don't love their kids enough. And now we got a whole bunch of kids that we can do whatever we want with them. I've got a lot of really scary thoughts about a lot of reasons behind all of that. But I think a lot of that's going to start coming out too. That's why I'm worried about the overwhelming amount of information that is going to start coming out when it comes to all of this shit. And I'm really worried that it's going to overwhelm some people more than it's going to help. And I'm hoping it doesn't, but I'm hoping that if people are reading, watching videos, trying to get caught up as much as they can on it, that it won't be so overwhelming when the next batch of stuff comes out about a totally different thing that was happening during this time with the same group of people, these corrupt people that were constantly bombarding us with things against our will. Basically, they were spending our money, taking money out of our accounts called taxes, for all these NGOs, USAID, whatever other means that they were getting, to pay people to go and riot, pay people to do whatever, to get online and badmouth other people, to bash them, to mass report them, all these things. I believe all of that. I believe that's what they were doing with our money. So basically, money they took out of my check was being paid to force me to try to get me to take a shot against my will. They were forcing me to not want to take a job or not to do stuff because I was going to be harassed while I was there the whole time by people that are probably being paid to spread propaganda. Like I talk about that, the Smith-Mundt Act a lot. They modernized it or whatever, and Obama signed it. And that gives certain organizations and groups the right to be able to, that's why when you turn the TV on and you go to one channel and they say, and our democracy, and you go to the next one, our democracy, our democracy, our democracy, they all have the same script. That's why, because they're all paid actors to program all of us into believing whatever it is they want us to believe. Like the PP dossier, Trump did this, blah, 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 so that we wouldn't vote for him. And they were all involved in it. and more and more of this is coming out, and guess what? It's going to end up being true, I think. So it's time's going to tell. But yeah, man, I think a lot of people are going to be really, really shocked when all the facts do come out. We're all just, even me. I mean, I'm still going, what? Wow, this is, when I started seeing that they were involved in that, they were involved in that, they were involved in this, all these different things. Just the Clintons, were involved in 5, 6 different things so far that I found out about. And from the documents that Tulsi Gabbard and others are releasing that have been declassified. That's how I know. Not because I knew them personally, not because I saw them doing anything, but because they're releasing documents that the FBI and the other CIA and other different groups of people took and said, hey, this has this, that, and the other, and we need to declassify it so nobody can read it. And then we had Cash and I think it was Dan Bongino saying that they had found this one room that was filled with bags that were marked burn on it because they were all supposed to go to the furnaces and be burnt. We'd never seen it. So I'm just glad that the right people at the right time were put in certain positions, and hopefully they're still digging out information. All those young people that are now involved in Doge, and they're still going through millions and millions of documents and finding fraud out the wazoo. And I wish that we could prosecute people for that. But the sad truth is that when Congress allots money, because they're the ones that are allowed to spend our money, then it's legal. So if they didn't bother to read that this $2 million was going to go to Africa to make a gay transgender magazine or cartoon or whatever, comic book, then they just didn't care enough about us having tax dollars to spend on us, that they'd rather be spent and being wasted somewhere else. But Congress has the right to spend money. So I don't see how we're going to be able to prosecute anyone, because anything that went to USAID or these NGOs that was voted on and approved by Congress, we're shit out of luck. We're not going to be able to do that. The only thing is now, at least we know that they're not spending it now. They're not going to get any more money. So those people the paychecks have been cut off. And then all the millions and millions and millions of dollars that was being wasted through Social Security, they found, and they've gotten rid of that. So that's how we're going to start seeing more money coming into the coffers, because those checks aren't going out anymore, but the money's still coming in. So that's when we're going to start seeing a difference. But that's going to take time to start adding all that up. But that's my opinion on all that stuff. But do you guys have any opinion on any of the things that we've already seen? Or did I put you to sleep?
No, I try not to get wrapped up in the larger politics that I have no control over. Right now, I'm working on stuff in Idaho.
Yeah.
So, with the COVID thing, a lot of people were upset. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people had to wear masks while at work. And even though some businesses were more accommodating than others, federal were being total pricks about it.
Yeah.
I lost a grandmother to lung cancer during COVID because one of our family members was afraid of her getting COVID and was like, okay, well, she's denied treatment for cancer. She's up there in years. She's led a relatively healthy life up until then. She just didn't want to go through all the bullshit. So I was like, okay, that's her decision. I don't greatly agree with it, but, let her live her life. And then I didn't get a chance to see her because she was afraid of my grandmother getting some sort of bug while she's got terminal cancer. So, what's the rationale of that? And that's something I'm going to have to work out with my family is that situation there. And a year or two before, I was able to help out my grandfather. Her husband of freaking 60 plus years. It's amazing how long they lived together. And And so like I got to see how people reacted during COVID. You had some that were trying to follow the guidelines because they didn't quite know what was going on. So they listened to the science or the doctors. I've had people in the medical field that are like, yeah, we have to get geared up because it's super infectious. Others were like, well, the masks don't really provide much because it's a virus. And so it's kind of like a waste of time. You got to wash your hands and keep a clean area and just distance yourself from people that are infected. It's kind of hard to do when you're in an emergency room or what have you. Then my own government goes and puts people and mixes them into populations that shouldn't be at risk. Now they're at risk. We had censorship of freedom of religion and of gathering. There was a family in a town nearby that had their kid kidnapped by CPS because a doctor freaked out over a missed appointment, even though the lady had called in and said, yeah, I'm sick. I'm not going to bring my child in because I'm sick.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just reschedule for another time. Well, he took that as, you know, the kids being put in a dangerous situation and they're malnourished, but in reality, the kid was perfectly fine. And it wasn't until we had Ammon Bundy, the various members of the family, and social Twitter and back to the family. Like realistically, that kid could have been tossed off to another family altogether. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just COVID. And that has nothing to do with all the political bullshit that we've seen for the last couple of decades. And now we got, Doge uncovering a bunch of shit. And people have woken up to the fact that mainstream media has been bought and sold by the government. We've got the receipts. We've all been shadow banned or censored. We continue to be censored. And people are just sick of it. So, we've got some wins. There's interesting information coming out. And, I try not to be black-pilled. Because, that doesn't do you any good. Gotta have some sort of hope. Whether you have faith or you trust in humanity, whatever it is that floats your boat. And so, I do the baby steps. I get involved with my community, my state elections, and hopefully it passes on because, like I said in one X post, was that, a strong community is an active community, it's a healthy community, and it's successful when everyone pulls their resources and helps out the community. And then that helps out the county. And then the county is a beacon of hope for other counties within the area. And then that should spread. And eventually your state, hopefully, will get fixed by everybody doing their part. But that's the problem. Everybody has their own concerns, what they want out of life. And a lot of them aren't educated with even basic local politics.
Mm-mm.
So, first you got to make your bed, then you got to sort out your house, and then you got to sort out your community. And I'm glad to say that my community is actually working hard to better itself. We're making progress. We passed a bunch of bills, Freedom of Medical Act, or whatever you want to call it. We won't ever have another COVID-19 lockdown again in this state. Unless it's something super major and some fishy shit goes on.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people weren't standing for it. And that's a positive change. in and of itself there, because like I had family in Cali, and even though we were in NorCal, which is the better half of California, in my opinion, the amount of control that they had over the populace was outrageous.
Mhm. Yep.
And a lot of it was over a lie. And I don't think we should ever forget. We might be able to forgive, depending on who it was that wronged us, but we should never forget, and we should hold those guilty accountable. Put the fire to their feet if need be.
Well, what do you think would happen if they don't hold anyone accountable for any of this stuff?
Then they get what they deserve. Because if you're going to be inactive through choice or ignorance, you're going to suffer. So you can't sit there and not do anything.
Well, the thing is, Trump ran on all the things that we've seen him been working on, right? Plus, he's had to deal with fires. He's also had to deal with the flooding in Texas and North Carolina and a few other states, that kind of stuff. He's had to deal with all those things, okay, on top of all the other knives in the back and, you know, all this other lies and crap, and finally being able to just prove that it was lies. You know, there was all made up bullshit. And I want to see somebody punished, because I honestly, I'm telling you right now, if this administration doesn't take somebody out, you know, take somebody out with all the evidence, the mountains of evidence that we've seen, and go with it, then I'm just not going to trust anybody anymore. I'm just not going to trust the government. I won't waste my time doing any of this stuff anymore. Because if all of this effort of all the people that have been involved, like the Mike Lindell, okay, for one, he lost over half his income by doing some of the things that he did for the 2020 election. Okay. And he's thinking about running for office, I think, now in the state that he's from. I think it's Minnesota or something. But a lot of people put their necks out for Trump, to help Trump, because they believed him. And if somebody doesn't go to jail for all the crap, all the laws they've broken and stuff, when any of us even did one of the things, lying under oath, scamming money or fraud, all the different things that we've seen these people getting away with, we would all be in prison. So if they want us to vote for them because they're going to help us, and then they do nothing, and they have all this evidence and they still do nothing, why would I trust any of them? Just like I said earlier, so far, everything that JD Vance is doing and has been doing since he's been vice president, I feel he's becoming more and more presidential. But if JD Vance doesn't make sure some of these people follow through with all the things that's going on, he's never going to win president, because they're going to go right back into the same garbage pigsty that we were trying to dig out of. If somebody doesn't go to jail for all of this corruption, I'm not going to have any faith in any of these people anymore.
I want the right people to go to jail, not just some throwaway.
That's what I mean.
Government
they have proof. They have so much evidence. Somebody has to go to jail for it. And I'm not saying to some scapegoat. What I'm saying is I want to see a trial, and I want to see the evidence presented, and then I want to see a person either convicted or not, or saying they're found not guilty. I want to see someone go to court for all of this shit. That's what I need for me as an American citizen, to have faith in the system again. And if I don't get that, then I'm just not going to do it anymore. And I've spent, half my life caring about, I'm still going to love my veterans. I'm still going to love my servicemen, because I'm an Air Force brat, and I believe in that, and that they've sacrificed for our country to keep me free. But if this kind of shit nothing. If they can do all this shit and take my rights away by putting into office whoever they fucking want and make money off of me working and sweating in whatever my job is, waiting tables, serving drinks, being a cashier or whatever it is, then I don't want to give them any more of my money. I don't want to vote for these people. I'm not going to trust any of these people. I have a very slender area of people that I trust when it comes to my own health. And that's it. That's all I have. And then a few family members and a couple of friends that I have. And that's it. I don't have anybody else in my life because I've lost trust in humanity in so many different people. And nothing comes from this, all this stuff, then that's another big chunk that's going to be out of my life. I'm just not going to waste my time trying to help someone run for office or to save pets or whatever it is, all the different things that I put my time into. Why would I want to put so much more effort into something when none of them give a shit about me? I could be dead tomorrow in a ditch and they could care less. It'd just be my family to be the only ones that would be sad because I was dead. My government wouldn't give a shit. You see what I mean? So why should I keep bending over
the track
backwards?
record for the government is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like this thing with Trump in DC, like I'm looking at it thinking, cool, you got a president that's actually doing something. But then you got to step back and look at it, and it's like things are so fucked up in DC that you need the federal government to step in to fix the problems that should have been fixed by the laws on the books and the people elected or hired to solve those problems.
Yep.
And it's like, holy shit, that's not what you want to be in when you have to rely on the government. The government's supposed to perform certain tasks and they have certain expectations, but when you have to rely on the government to get you out of a situation, that's when you know it's bad. And so it's a dual-edged sword. Looking at Trump trying to solve all the issues of people getting robbed and murdered and God knows what else is going on in DC.
See, and that's another
more
thing I
power
don't
to him
understand.
to a certain extent, but you got to look at it like, okay, this is the president of the United States. He's got specific tasks to do, and he's basically playing mayor with DC right now.
Yeah.
That's a fucked up
isn't it?
situation.
It is. But what I don't understand is all the people in these cities, I want to say Dallas, Fort Worth, Little Rock, Oklahoma City, San Diego, New York, Albany.
Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
All these big cities, right? They keep voting for the same bullshit year after year after year. Either it's the people are just stupid. They don't give a shit, or they're getting paid to go and make a check mark on a ballot, or they've been cheated out of their vote for so long that they don't know any different. They can't tell. They
There's
just
a little
go
bit of
home.
all of that right there. That sounds a lot like California.
I know, and it's really sad to think about it.
Unfortunately, we got a government where we have to pay attention to the people that we put in power.
Mm-hmm. I know.
And if we don't do our job, we're going to get shitty people, and then things are going to start falling apart, and then they're going to make laws to make it difficult, either to remove them from power, or that they will gain more power, or more money, or whatever abuses that they can come up with.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we've seen it over the years.
No,
like Congress used to be
scary.
a thing that you did your civic duty and you weren't paid. And everything was cool back then. But, here we are a couple centuries later, and we're in the mess that we're in because we didn't do our due diligence, and we're trying to play catch up.
Yeah, we all became complacent. Sorry, I'm running out of my drink. It's almost gone.
You're
But
good.
I have one more video. I think I have it. If I haven't, let me open my screen up there and see. I think it's yeah. This is the one video that I wanted to play at the end. I think everybody saw this when President Trump just hosted the press briefing at the White House when he had Bondi and Hegseth and everybody, all his people with him, and they were all going to give speeches. So I was just going to slide down here and let you guys listen to a few of these from this timeline on X. So hope you guys will enjoy this. Here we go.
This is Liberation Day in DC, and we're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States. I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the DC Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control. And you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening, and they've done it before. This is Liberation Day in DC, and we're going to take our capital back.
I already did that one. I got to go to the next video, so let me make it smaller. And I'm going to go down to this one. Here we go.
Well, Mr. President, it's an honor to be here. And at your direction this morning, we've mobilized the DC National Guard. It'll be operationalized by the Secretary of the Army, Dan Driscoll, through the DC Guard. You will see them flowing into the streets of Washington in the coming week. At your direction as well, sir, there are other units we are prepared to bring in. Other National Guard units, other specialized units. They will be strong, they will be tough, and they will stand with their law enforcement partners. This is nothing new for DOD. As the President noted, at the border, we've got 10,000 troops down there who've been operating in defense cooperation areas, defense zones, where there's zero illegal crossings because of troops on strikers scanning the border. We've been protecting other people's borders for 20 years. It's about time we protect our own. And we're working with ICE and CBP. In Los Angeles, we did the same thing, working with the California National Guard, working with ICE officers. ICE officers deserve to do their job and not be attacked. We will work alongside all DC police and federal law enforcement to ensure this city is safe, this city is beautiful. And as I always say about President Trump to the troops, he has their back. And my message to the National Guard and federal law enforcement in Washington is, we have your back as well. Be tough, be strong. We're right behind you. Thank you, Mr. President.
I'm going to ask.
Okay, I'm going to go to the next one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Here we go.
Over the past 5 years, and the number of carjackings has more than tripled. Murders in 2023 reached the highest rate probably ever. They say 25 years, but they don't know what that means because it just goes back 25 years. Can't be worse. Our capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged out maniacs and homeless people. And we're not going to let it happen anymore. We're not going to take it. Just like we did on our southern border. Nobody comes to our southern border anymore. 3 months in a row, we had zero. I don't know if that's right, but the people that do the work, it's a very liberal group of people, actually, and they actually said zero for the last 3 months. Nobody thought a thing like that was possible. And, when you take a look at numbers, I just saw some charts. These are different cities throughout the world. Red is... Okay, the red is a place called Washington, D.C. Look at these. Baghdad we doubled up on Baghdad. Panama City, Brasilia, San Jose, Costa Rica, Bogota, Colombia, heavy drugs. Mexico City, I mentioned, Lima, Peru, all double and triple what they are. So do you want to live in places like that? I don't think.
Yeah, see, that's what he was trying to do. Is he's trying to be as transparent as he possibly can to explain to the United States of America why he's doing something. He's not just going in and bulldozing people out of the way and doing whatever he wants because he's a tyrant. He's doing it in a way to try to explain to people, this is why we're doing it, and this is how we're going to do it because of this. You see, he's trying to do it. I don't see how he has any other way to be able to do it. I mean, how much more open can you possibly be about what he's doing? You know what I mean? And this whole thing, every single thing, all the way down here, he talks about all of it. And I just
We're not
wish
gonna have
it
crime
was
either.
more.
They
more
made
people knew
dozens
about
of
it.
arrests, and that's what starts to happen. Again, cashless bail. Watch what we do with that. Today, my administration surged 500 federal agents into the district, including from the FBI, ATF, DEA, Park Police, the U.S. Marshal Service, the Secret Service, and the Department of Homeland Security. You know, a lot of nations, they don't have anything like that. They got some police, and they're rough police. They don't have DEA, ATF, FBI, Park Police, the U.S. Marshal Service, Secret Service, Department of Homeland Security. They got some police, but they're rough police, and they do their job. They don't have crime. We're not going to have crime either. They made dozens of arrests, and that's what starts to happen. Again, cashless bail. Watch what we do with that. Today, my administration surged
So here we go.
500 federal agents into the. A member of the Doge staff was savagely beaten by a band of roving thugs after defending a young woman from an attempted carjacking. He was left dripping in blood. He thought he was dead with a broken nose and concussion. Can't believe that he's alive. He can't believe it. In June, a 21-year-old congressional intern was tragically killed after being hit by a stray bullet in a drive-by shooting. A former Trump administration official named Mike Gill, fantastic person, was murdered last year in cold blood in a carjacking blocks away from the White House. We all knew him. Great person. Days ago, a former member of the Doge.
Let's see, it's every single thing he did in his speech in all of these. But
Thank
I'm
you, Mr.
going to
President.
hear it because I want
On
you
behalf of
to all
the
be
U.S.
able to
Park
touch
Police, this is the oldest federal police force in the nation. They were formed in 1791 by none other than President George Washington. They've got the awesome responsibility of protecting our nation's most sacred monuments. The National Mall, Washington Monument, Jefferson Memorial, Lincoln Memorial, Statue of Liberty, and out west, the Presidio and the Golden Gate area. These folks have tens of millions of visitors a year, the kind of people that President Trump's talking about that come from around the country and around the world to see our sacred and learn about our history and our sacred monuments. They've been doing a fantastic job, but they are so pleased, the rank and file, that President Trump is now allowing them to enforce the law. As those of you that live in the city may know, that the circles and the triangle parks that are spread throughout DC are actually federal park property. So the U.S. Park Police also have responsibility for that. These became littered with homeless camps under the Biden administration. All of you saw that. Since President Trump's executive order on March 27th, making DC safe and beautiful again, the U.S. Park Police have removed over 70 homeless camps. And President Trump also talked about beautification. They're stopping in enforcing the laws against graffiti on our monuments. They've removed over 80 specific attacks against our history with graffiti on our monuments. So they continue to do a great job, whether it's in their vehicles, on foot, or on the mounted police that you see around the National Mall. And President Trump, they thank you. The rank and file is so happy to be enforcing the law again. Thank you for your leadership. And they're excited about the announcement you're making today. Thank
you. They're doing the best they can from what I can tell. But
Cash bail.
sad.
By the way, every place in the country where you have no cash bail is a disaster. That's what started the problem in New York, and they don't change it. They don't want to change it. That's what started it in Chicago. I mean, bad politicians started it, bad leadership started it, but that was the one thing that's central, no cash bail. Somebody murders somebody and they're out on no cash bail before the day is out. We're going to end that in Chicago. We're going to change the statute. I spoke with Pam and Todd and everybody. We're going to change the statute, and I'm going to have to get the Republicans to vote because the Democrats are weak on crime, totally weak on crime. They don't know why. They want to stop because they get mugged too. But we're going to change no cash bail. We're going to change the statute and get rid of some of the other things. And we'll count on the Republicans in Congress and Senate to vote. We have the majority, so we'll vote. We don't have a big majority, but we've gotten everything, including the great, big, beautiful bill. Got that done, and that's one of the greatest things that's ever happened to people in this country.
100%. But those were some of the things that I wanted to share with you guys, because I didn't know how many of you had seen all of that or got to watch it or weren't at work or whatever. But there's a lot of good information in there. And the sad truth is that what choice did he have? You know what I mean? Just like what Six Nation was saying, I mean, somebody had to do something. And that's why we voted for him, because we don't know exactly how much more stuff needs to be done, but we just know there's a lot of shit that needs to be done. And we aren't president, but I'm willing to give him the backing as much as I can. And hopefully I'll have my faith renewed by the end of his term to keep wanting to help people in office be successful. But I really do feel that if Trump doesn't make sure that his people bring charges or whatever else, and to get the truth out and to see people punished for breaking the law, I don't care who they are. We always say the law shouldn't be broken. It doesn't matter who you are. We're all the same under the justice, right? Well, I want that proven to me. I've never had a speeding ticket, because guess what? I'm one of those people. Even when I was 16, when I was first learning to drive, I didn't speed, and everybody called me grandma driver. Okay. I've been called that for so long because I wear my seatbelt, and I made everyone that rode in my car wear a seatbelt, because I believe that what my dad told me and what the police officers told me and everybody that told me when I was learning how to drive, that you have to wear your seatbelt. You have to drive the speed limit, stay so far apart from other vehicles, all those things. And I've tried to do all of that, and I've never had an accident. I've had people whip out in front of me, but because I tried to stay calm, I was able to not slam on my brakes and have my brakes lock up or have me flip my car or all those things, because I try to be a good person and try to listen and follow the rules. And it's sad to me, because I feel like all the people out here that are following the rules, doing what they're asked to be a good citizen, trying to raise their family in safety and teach their kids to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, all those things, and be courteous. We're the ones that are all getting slapped around and robbed. We're the ones who's loses money every week out of their check paying for taxes to people who don't give a shit, about whether or not we die at work or whether our families are fed and all that. And when I look at Trump, I feel like I have somebody who understands where I come from, and that he wants my life to be better by the choices he's trying to make. But if we don't have people that back our president, and that they're every chance they can, they're trying to stop him, then, if we don't stop those people from trying to stop him, then we're all losing. And I was thinking about this today. I've got some friends that are liberals, and they just can't stand him. They just absolutely hate his guts, all because they've been brainwashed to believe that he's some kind of pig that hates women, that wants to kill everyone if you're not white, and he wants to kill you and stop you from being able to have the life that you want if you don't have the same religion as him. or he wants you dead, he wants to push you off a bridge or whatever. He'll do anything to you to get rid of you simply because you don't love the right person. Things like that, which is all bullshit. None of that's true. I look at him and I don't see that at all. I don't see how people can see that. His actions speak louder than words. If he couldn't speak and he had to live everything by his actions, that even proves to me that you guys are not right. You're not truthful. But people don't want to see it. They don't want to look. They don't want to pay attention. And the one thing is, when I was praying the other day, I was like, I want people who hate Trump. Okay, those people, because the people who like Trump and voted for him and trust what he's doing and knowing he's making the right decisions, we don't need to be prayed for because we already believe that he cares. The people who hate him, I want them to have their eyes open and for them to realize that everything he's done it for them too, not just for me, and not just for that person or that person. He's doing it for them too. And one day they're going to sit down and go, wow, I have this, and this, all because he did all that. That's what I want. That's what I'm praying for.
Having an attitude of gratitude is so important, though.
Huh?
Having an attitude of gratitude is so important.
Well, sometimes it's depressing because you feel like, you're trying to help so many people and the people are just saying, fuck you every day. That's it. That's what you get. You're getting the crumbs, the after fact. And, to me, that's really sad. I mean, to see so many people that just hate him just because of what other people have told them. And they haven't spent 15 minutes of their own time to look into what he has done. And when I ask them that, they go, well, I don't want to waste 5 minutes thinking about him. That's the kind of comments I get. And, it's really sad. I just don't. I mean, I lived through Bill Clinton being president. I lived through people that I didn't vote for. Obama. I didn't vote for Obama, but when he won, and I definitely didn't vote for Hillary Clinton. So and all I did was say, oh, please let us survive these 4 years. Let us survive it so we can get out of it and hopefully not have it get worse. I want to be free. I don't want the government controlling my life. I just don't. I believe in smaller government, not bigger. And we did dodge a bullet. I really do believe that we dodged a bullet when Hillary didn't win. I really do. And I'm a woman, and I would one day like to see a woman president, but not her, and not the cackling hyena that we missed out on too. Not her either. Someone like Condoleezza Rice, I would have might have been a pretty good president if she had run or something like that. Someone who loves this country, someone who wants what's best for everyone, not just for what I can get out of it in this 4 years. That's everything. That's the kind of person I'd vote for. It has nothing to do whether or not they're a male or female, or whether they're black or they're white or Hispanic. That has nothing to do with why I vote at all. It never has. It's a person that I believe wants what's best for all of us. That's the person. And every day that I see Trump do what he does, and if you don't want to watch my show anymore because I like Trump, then you don't have to. I don't get paid. I'm not making any money, so it's no skin off my back. I mean, it really isn't. The thing is that you will, if Trump can be successful and do what I think he's trying to do, you will benefit from it, whether you want to or not. Even if you hate his guts, you're going to benefit because he doesn't hate you. You just hate him. And, hopefully that you'll realize that one day. That's what I'm hoping.
Something I want to share before we get done here.
Okay. What?
Remember that video I showed you earlier today?
You want to play it?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, well, pull it out. I'll put it up for you, and you can play it. So here we go. This is a gift to you from Bruce.
This is a bit of news that happened a couple days ago.
Way cooler. You get China's territorial waters. They are not in the territorial waters of the nation of China. Oh, you're what is West Taiwan. Stop fucking with the Philippines, man. Someone's gonna get hurt, and then I'm gonna have to intervene, like I always do. Really getting tired of this shit.
You stay. God damn it. Best technology in the whole world and the best hackers to boot, and you can't get one over on this 70-year-old angry old fuck. You stay out of this, America. This is between me and the Philippines over my territory.
They are fishing in international waters.
Oh, to hell with this. Ram them if you have to. You should not have impeded on the Great China's waters. The Great China demand the violence to be used in these waters.
This is a bad situation. I do not stand a chance against vessels of those size.
Not AI.
You should have learned your lesson the first time.
Fine, I'll use your government name. China, stop it. Now, mate, I think it'll be all right. And Filipinos are squirrely.
Yes, Supreme Reader. Okay, you will go right and I will go left.
Wait, you're right or my right?
Now, go, go, go. Create a pincer move. We will crush him in between us.
Oh, okay, I will go. I will go now. I will get to him. This did not turn it out very good. They're right on my tail.
Oh, what? You don't want to play with the big ships now?
Shit, do I have any boats in the area? There's potential boat touching happening. It's not mine, but I still feel like I could feel some way about it.
I am right behind you. Oh, what is that?
There's no way that just happened.
You fucking kidding me? I told you to go right. And then I asked you. You're right or am I right? Oh, shit, the Tofu Navy strikes again.
Tofu
You
Navy.
set the plane. I need to see both of those crews now. Holy shit, Australia was right, man. They are fucking squirrely. Dude, that glorified fishing vessel just got a maneuver kill on 2 warships. You know, America, you just recently had one of your aircraft carriers crash into something.
Yeah, but it wasn't another aircraft carrier while chasing a Coast Guard ship.
You idiot. Now we have to go see the Supreme Reader. I'm aware. Maybe he will be nice to us. Man, the only part of this that sucks is both those crews are going to die in internment camps. It's a real shame because they're the funniest fucking people in China.
I fucking love Habitual Line Crosser. He is my absolute favorite creator. I wake up and I fucking look for that immediately.
Yeah, I know. You show me them a lot. They are funny. And
Well, the thing is, there's lore. There's lore to it because he brings in a new character and a new voice every month. He does. He has something new on there, and then he just comments on the fucking news with his little skits. It's fucking great. It is the best.
yeah, they are so funny. They're so funny.
Yeah, his live streams are good too.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen their live. I might have to try to do that. But yeah, they are hilarious. And the creativity, the thought process that went into it. Hey, let's just stick our face in a map and talk. And the fact that they can do the accents and everything is just hilarious. And it makes you laugh. You know, it gives you a break from reality, which all of us need every so often, right?
Agreed.
So, but
No, Kronos, we're all bots.
you want to tell them what our plans are tomorrow and the next day?
Let me see. Tomorrow at about noonish, we're going to be doing a high-level Pathfinder game, returning to the city that never gives me ever gives me a big goose egg. The Slumbering Czar Saga. So Janet will be playing Luna with the other high-level players, and we will be seeing how this works out because you guys are getting further and further up. You almost at the lap of Orcus, and
That'll be
that should be 9 or 10 hours if I get my way. Looking forward to that, and then Sunday we're watching a movie that not many people remember until you jog their head a bit. We're watching a movie called Year of the Dragon with Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, I've never.
That is such a great movie.
I've never seen it, but everybody and their sister told me, "Have you seen this yet?" No, dude. You put it on your schedule and you haven't run it yet? Yeah. Okay. So, like the rest of August is going to be Year of the Dragon on a Sunday. Then the 24th, we're doing Space Hunter Adventures in the Forbidden Zone with Bargain Han Solo. And the 31st, we're watching Lady Hawk.
Yeah, that's my pick.
With the bitchin' soundtrack.
It's a good movie. I loved it. I can't wait to see it again. It's been a long time.
I'm going to have to try to listen to it, watch it like it was in 1995, and I'm 10 years old. I'm
You can do it. You can do it. You can.
It'll be interesting to see a Mickey Rourke movie where he's not plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a super early Mickey Rourke. But this week has been pretty interesting. I for the news and all that, everything that's been going on. I'm sorry. I just fucking I'm of the mindset violence, unadulterated violence should be approved for everybody. I'm so tired of allowing the fucking elites and letting Barack Obama walk around and say stupid shit. He's talking about Zodan Armani or whatever the Madrami or don't mess with Zohan. He's perfect for New York City, and he wants to make a clone of himself, and that would be mayoral candidate. I don't want to see this happen. So, like I said,
I think there should be more good communists.
More dead communists is always good, but we're sorely lacking with. I mean, just in the state of Texas. I mean, we're coming up. The Wednesday is the 85th anniversary of the glorious assassination of Leon Trotsky, and it is not. We've not stacked up enough dead communists since then. And he shouldn't have died in Mexico. He should have died in Russia.
Yeah. Quite a few.
In Texas, Kronos, a bunch of
Everybody
fucking.
talks about traveling back in time and killing Hitler, but you could wipe out socialism, communism, and the fascism of Germany by just going to Russia and taking out all the Bolsheviks or better yet, Karl Marx.
It's terrible.
Or at least temporarily delay all that BS.
Well, that's what I'm hoping we're doing. Because all of us, have an expiration date, and we just have to try to get as much done in the time that we're allotted. And the thing is that none of us know exactly how much time we have. You know what I mean? It's a crapshoot. We're rolling dice each day, and whatever one day it's going to be snake eyes. So we got to do as much as we can in the time that we have left. And it may not be a lot.
I do have one more thing to share, Janet, and I know you're probably like, I want to go to bed.
I'm hungry. I want to go make me a grilled cheese sandwich. I'm so hungry. So yeah.
This is a sad thing that I'm getting ready to share.
Mm-hmm.
But this happens, and this is why we want to have a strong government. We want to have strong people in government, because our friends, our cousins, our progenitors, I guess you'd say, they're descending into stupidity so hard. Did you pass it over to me?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Here we go.
Oh, this is the undercover cops.
I'm going out on my afternoon run. I enjoy running. I'm trying to get fitter and trying to get a bit more cardio done. What happens if I do get catcalled? I feel diminished. I just feel uncomfortable. It just makes me feel a little bit like, what are they getting out of it? makes me feel uneasy, and then instantly it's just ruined my run. I just don't want to. Yeah. My name is PC Abby Hayward. I work out of North Division, so I'm on Runnymede Safer Neighbourhood team. So the change I'd like to see is for people to recognise that it's not right. It's not just a small act. It's a thing that can make someone feel really quite uncomfortable. So I think it's important, Surrey Police are taking it so serious. It's one of our force priorities. And for me, that makes me feel proud to work for Surrey Police, because for me, it's such a personal experience. And I know for a lot of other, if not all other women who experience it. So I feel empowered to be a part of such an operation and work for Surrey Police when their force priority is to tackle VORG.
Yeah, so if you catcall chicks in the UK, you can expect to have Bobby come to your home and say, we heard that you were catcalling a woman. You were trying to establish either dominance in sexual assault, or you were trying to elicit a transaction of fluids. And neither one of those, we don't want more white people here in the UK. That's just not it. We're giving away the country to all the brown immigrants, all the people who hate Western civilization. Stop it. But this is so sad because they're going down that road. We're kind of done with being woke. America is over it. You know, I mean, we got. I'm not going to say she's a mid, but Sydney Sweeney is not my choice of girl to put in blue jeans and have her walk around and advertise blue Baskin Robbins ice cream. But she's pretty attractive. She's almost smoking hot, in my opinion. She is a very good looking girl, but she's pissed off a lot of people. And what?
Pew pew. Remember the video of her? She knows how to shoot.
She saw the writing on the wall. She's like, "Hold on, let me lock down the male demographic." And so she goes to Terran Tactical out of Florida and does the fucking runs and does the courses and videotapes it with her fucking 91% shooting accuracy. Holy shit, that's amazing for her just being a little actress, age 27. And then she does fucking videos where she's working on fucking muscle cars from the 60s and early 70s. And the fucking libs thought they'd own that moment. Look at her. She's in the guns and cars. Ugh. And us dudes here with fucking veiny cocks are like, yeah, I've been trying to bed that shit down for years, kid. There's only a handful of them across America. Motherfucker. Like, Sydney Sweeney, like, she became America's sweetheart. She wasn't that well thought of 6 months ago by Republicans or Democrats. Now, at least one half of them has got, like, yeah, we'll watch anything you want. Fucking Disney will turn around and throw her in a Snow White outfit. You're going to see us there at the House of Mouse fucking paying $17 for a 90-minute movie of Snow White played by Sydney Sweeney. I guarantee it. And it's fucking beautiful. This is like the greatest. Meanwhile, our friends in the UK are there. Hold on, we're not quite done yet, giving our country away to the Muslims. You know, if you just don't get upset when you hear the prayer call and you just stay still and you're respectful and reverent, even in your own home, in privacy, you won't make them upset and they might not throw acid on our neighbors anymore. Motherfucker, get your head out of your ass, pull your dick out, and enjoy your life. Enjoy being a man. But no, the UK is there, still swallowing the blue-haired bullshit. So enjoy. And my name is Bruce. I'm a dick.
At least you're a dick and not an asshole.
Yes, I like to fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
talking. The UK is so messed up. Like, they're spending so much money on catcalls and thought crimes instead of going after the snuggle struggle gangs, the PDF files,
but the numbers of
crime
rapes
and
have gone up
stabbings.
in the UK since they've been invaded, but they're gonna have their cops arrest somebody because they basically were whistled at and stuff because some girl was pretty, and those girls weren't even dressed risque. So the thing is, if a woman dresses and she's showing cleavage, I'm showing a little cleavage, things like that. I want somebody to say, "Wow, you look really good," or "You look very nice tonight," or something. Your hair is pretty, or something. Is why a woman, or even a guy, when you shave and you put on a nice shirt and you do this, you'd like to have your girl say, "Wow, you look good tonight." Stuff like that. It's a compliment. Okay, or go whistle at you and say, "Damn," or something.
I wore my finest Hawaiian shirt for you.
Well, it's nice. I like it. It's got that SpongeBob SquarePants sex appeal. I know, it's great. But the thing is that it's ridiculous to try to make people be Barbie dolls. Basically, we're going to have just nothing. No boobs,
Not
nothing.
even Barbie
no
dolls.
bulges.
Like Barbie dolls.
Yeah,
had
just stick
style.
figures walking around. That's what they want. They want everyone to look the same. That's why they were trying to push the transgender thing. Because if everybody's a woman, nobody gives a shit. Nobody's going to look. Nobody cares. Or if you're just a blob rolling around, I mean, you know what I mean? They want everyone to be cardboard cutouts. We all look exactly the same. Well, we aren't. We're not made that way. We're all different. And it's sad. It really is sad that people are.
They need to go back to their roots. They need to get all butt naked, slap on some blue paint, and take some heads of some Romans.
Do something. I don't know. You mean you like that? What was it? That Mel Gibson movie? Is that what you're talking about?
Apocalypto?
Oh no, I don't want to insult the Scottish.
Where he's fighting and he's got his hair all fixed out and he's got the lines
Braveheart?
on his face. Yeah, Braveheart.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking when he said the blue paint on
I'm
her face.
having a hard time believing you forgot the name of that movie.
Yeah, sorry.
Every time I watch
Remember, I've been up since 4 this
every time
morning.
I watch that movie with a woman, I believe the sexual Olympics have started quickly after or in the last third of the movie because they can't get over Mel Gibson all hot, buff, and with long hair.
Yeah.
That movie is like a lubricant. You just sit there with your woman and watch it, and then afterwards you just enjoy your Olympics.
Reap the rewards. There you go. Yeah, some women like movies like that. I mean, yeah.
Grumpy, 100%. And if you can't afford a wood chipper, play polo with their heads.
Mm-hmm. That too. That works. But I want to say thank you to everyone for hanging out with us tonight, and I hope we didn't, drive you guys crazy, because I know I can be very irritating. I admit that, but
The great China does not approve of you canceling the show so early tonight.
yeah, here you go, Bruce. Here's you something.
Yeah, the A10
classic
is one of the finest machines ever made.
I don't know what I like better. Do I like the F14 better, or am I an A10 guy? Because the A10 is still around, but the 14.
Yeah, it's an old plane, but you got to think of it this way: it was a 30-millimeter cannon that they designed, and they're like, "We need to put a plane around this."
We put a plane around this to be fine. We'll give it a good stick operator too. What? Oh, what you would normally call pilot, the stick operator.
Titanium bathtub.
Yeah. But
I hope that the future A10 that replaces it, whatever it is like Star Trek level of technology.
Dude, listen, we've got the B-52 in service for over 70 years, and that thing's not showing any signs of being retired anytime soon. We've got the A-10, which
that they tried to get rid of it 20 years ago. The A-10 program. They're like, oh, this is useless. No. Talk to the folks on the ground.
Yeah. That's like the biggest fucking morale boost is when you hear something overhead and then it's punctuated with fucking 3,000 rounds expended within like a span of 6 seconds. Beautiful.
Yeah.
The size of Coke bottles.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I long ago, I took a shipment of ammunition out past Uvalde, and this was back when I was more of a wildcatter, but took 6 crates of ammo out there, and this was about the same time that BRC was putting together their Prius, where they had gutted the car and they had put a Vulcan cannon in the passenger side. Basically, the car's top speed was 10 miles per hour. You wouldn't notice that by watching the video, but it was hilarious because they took the chain gun out of the fucking F-18, which is almost the same thing as the 810. It might be the same thing. I'm not certain. I'm not a super gun guy, but god damn it, that was a fun day just to watch shit and just drink my coffee. And then those guys kept giving me more and more coffee, so I'm like, fuck. I also earned good money there, but that was a fun time. I'm not gonna lie. And that was back when Black Rifle actually used to be like a gold standard in vet bro coffee. Speaking of which, if you guys like really good, really good coffee that's flavored, Blackout Coffee right now has on their website, and I think I'm the first one to review it, but they've got a vanilla hazelnut flavored infusion bean, and I recommend you get that if you like Blackout Coffee, because that is one of the best blends of coffee I've ever had. Be the yes, you can. Today's the first day of this month we've been able to get a hold of it because I got it shipped. It shipped over here earlier this month. I got my coffee bags and I'm like, oh, this is wonderful. But then I was wanting a refill. Couldn't get it. So now there you go. And for your checkout code, go ahead and put the Step L10 in there, and that'll get you 10% off. They also have other specials going on right now. But
Isn't there a link on your YouTube channel?
There might be. There might
You don't
be.
know. You don't remember?
No, I try not to go on my YouTube so much. My YouTube, if you're gonna give the White Writers Guild of America priority over regular creators, go fuck yourself. I'm just done with YouTube. I'm so much like wanting Rumble to get their things fixed and to where they get their algorithm to where it was amazing, and it's working better for me because I'm getting about an average of 30 to 35 views a week on it with zero algorithmic tampering. And I know that's very low. For a lot of people, that's super low. I don't want to be viral. I just want to be steady. And I like the fact I can still be a dickhead. And I think the freedom of speech is so. If you're not using it, then like you're just, you've already rolled over and you've already put your belly in the air. You're part of the problem. I mean, YouTube is there. They've already cut the algorithm. They already blacklist you. They already shadow ban you. They already do everything they can to make your channel as invisible as possible. And then you have Rumble, which is like, we're really not going to support you too much. If you do really good, like we'll put you on the front page, or for a certain demographic, we're going to put you right there. Like my buddy Travis says, whenever I do a paint stream over there, I show up on his Rumble the next day, like, you missed 90 minutes of Bruce. And I haven't done that in a few months, but I got to say that, like, that's kind of cool. Like, you can the possibilities for making good money are over on Rumble, but you just have to work at it, get that demographic. And I think I heard that a friend of mine, she was doing Rumble and Kick, and I'm staying away from Kick and Twitch. I don't need anything as far as a bunch of rabid communists, and Twitch and Kick seem to get more of the lefties. While I don't want to have an echo chamber, I sure as shit don't want to have a bunch of fucking college kids with no life experience yammering away with their empty thoughts. I'm done.
Okay. Well, I understand. That makes sense.
I'm glad that you guys enjoyed the Superman movie. I'm glad you guys enjoyed Fantastic Four. That's awesome. Don't sell me on it. I'm just made up.
Oh,
Janet, Six Nations, it was a pleasure working with you guys tonight. I got a few miniatures done. I've got about another 10 to do with these rats, and I'll be back where I was 2 weeks ago before I fucked up.
Good. I'm glad you're getting caught up.
Yeah, I just got the rest of the fucking plastic to work on. Jesus Christ.
Well, good.
At least I have stuff to do, Janet, right? I have things to do.
That's right. Staying busy is important. At least I think it is. At least it is for me. Keeps me out of trouble.
Thank
I
you
do
one
cocaine.
and all here tonight. Oh, go ahead, Six Nations.
Oh, it was just thrown in the Roxo, the rock and roll crown. I do cocaine, but I didn't do the voice because I'm horrible with voices. I'll leave that up to whatchamacallit, Critical Role.
Yeah, he's
So
been
the
in here.
conversation was who did the main weapon for the A10, and I said that it was the General Dynamics Armament and Technical Products that did the big boomstick, and then General Electric, they were the ones that did the smaller boomstick for all the Hueys back in NAM.
Learned something there, so don't feel bad, Nerdy Ogre. I'm not big brain as much as I'd like to be. Whenever you're ready, Janet, we'll get the balcony ready for Sunday.
Okay, well, I guess I'll have to let you guys go. I'm really beat. I've been up since 4 yesterday morning. So I'm really tired. But thank you guys for hanging out, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Bye, everyone.
I hope so too. Weather should be a little bit cooler.
If you wear nice clothes, people think you're showing off. If you wear simple clothes, people think you're poor. If you speak your mind, you're rude. If you stay quiet, then you're a coward. If you're successful, then you're arrogant. And if you're struggling, then you're lazy. You see, no matter what you do in life, people will always have something to say. So ignore people and their opinions. Because so long as your God is pleased with you, who cares what people think?
He knows that this is much bigger than him. This is about the American people. They have no idea what they have unleashed. He was ready to go face the cameras and come out swinging.
What will future Americans say we did in our brief time here on Earth? It will be defined by your vision, your perseverance, and your grit. Nothing will sway us, nothing will slow us, and no one will ever stop us. We are Americans. Ambition is our heritage. Greatness is our birthright. And the future belongs to us.